Hello everyone and welcome to another Tinfoil Tuesday. I hope you're having a good one. We are playing bingo today, so make sure you get your cards ready if you are so inclined. We have some good stuff today, including the return of the one, the only, Nathan Thompson, one of our old Flat Earth friends, question mark, that we used to look in on all the time. But he's since disappeared. But he's returned, like the prodigal son, to flat smack us all. So that'll be fun. And we have a whole bunch of other conspiracy stuff to look at, so get your bingo cards or just prep yourself, because this is going to be a weird one. Let's see, Kariko59, thanks for 13 months. Phoenix, the question about Patreon, if you could message me on Patreon, that would be good. Altered Undying says, hey Hannah, hope you're well. I recently saw The Fall Guy, and it was amazing. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things, though. Stonecore Bell, thank you, with an 80 stream streak. That is an incredible streak. If you want to vote, we're still on Costume Month. We're about halfway through. So if you want to vote on tomorrow's costume, make sure you join the Discord. We're doing votes on that every day. Today is like Tinfoil Queen. Let's see, what else? Phoenix Leftist, thanks for a 100 stream streak. Wow, that's a centennial. That's impressive. Breaches and Hose, thanks for a 3 stream streak. Speaking of Strangeness, have I seen this? I don't know. Let's see what this is. Power Rangers, the animated series intro. I assume this is like a fan-made thing. Let's see if I can even play this. Okay, it's using some sort of fan version of the theme, so it's fine. I don't know how I feel about that style. Like, I know it's a fan thing, so it's not, like, reflective of a real product, so it doesn't matter, but personally, I don't like that art style for Power Rangers if they did do an anime or an animated series. Just personal. But it's still cool. It's very cool as a little proof of concept thing. So, I think that's all of the housekeeping we have. We are working towards another costume month. And I think that's about it. So let's dive in, shall we? We might jump around. This is like an hour-long video. It's called Sharing Flat Earth at a Sky-Gazing Event. Now, I don't know if this was at the eclipse that happened a little while back or what, but he posted it yesterday. So, he posted it recently, whatever this happens to be.
Oh, let me share it. Y'all share the show. Oh, let me share it.
Do I have Buckaroo Banzai on Blu-ray? No, I wish I did. It's hard to find. It was put out by Shout Factory, but it's out of print. So hopefully at some point they'll re-release it on 4K or Blu-ray. Yeah, it might have been for the Aurora, true.
Yo, Katie, what's up? I got quite a show for you right now. Watch this. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna share it out real quick.
Take more than one. We got plenty. Thank you.
Good camera angle. It's my favorite kind of stream, where you're just looking up their nose the whole time. Sure, Hannah mentions Blu-ray. That's basically a free space at this point anyway.
Un momento.
Por favor.
You guys are awesome. Enjoy the...
If you didn't watch when I was covering Nathan originally, basically he's a flat earther that goes out and proselytizes to everyone. So he'll just go into places and be like, hey, have you heard about flat earth? And then he'll talk to people about it. It's entertaining. He got trespassed from schools and got a protection order or something that said he couldn't go to that school anymore. Because he was trying to talk to kids on the playground, and you know how society frowns on that.
Night, there it is. Y'all be blessed.
It was audience enticed, you're right, that's the rule. It doesn't count as Hannah mentions Blu-rays because someone had me talk about it via a message. I forgot my own rules.
I'm an independent researcher. I got a new theory. I'm offering $1,000 cash if anyone can debunk my theory tonight. Is it all right if I give you guys a flyer?
I'd say that counts as my research said by a non-researcher. He said he's an independent researcher, so that counts. Remember that time he got tricked into thinking rubber duck costumes were a safety measure? That was fun.
Well, we'll take a flyer, but...
That's all I want to share.
Hey.
Hello.
I was gonna say, but they won't want you sticking around talking.
Yeah, of course. Have a great one. It's gonna be dark, but we got telescopes galore over here. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna be blown away. There's probably $100,000 in telescopes here, if not more. All right, let's migrate over here. I'm just gonna zigzag across the entire park. There's freaking 1,000 people here.
Exciting. Why can't I ever be at a park when people like this show up?
Sir, I'm offering $1,000 live on the internet tonight if anyone could debunk one of my theories. Could I give you a flyer about it? You let me know what you
He
think?
wouldn't give anyone $1,000 even if they mathematically proved him wrong in front of him. I find that so disingenuous. Every time flat earthers come out and they're like, here's some dollar number challenge, and then they just never accept the rebuttal even when it's like obvious that the person has proved them wrong. It's frustrating. It's like Mike Lindell, the pillow guy. He recently had a thing where he's like, prove my thing wrong, and I'll give you $5 million. And a guy did, and now Mike is telling him no, so the guy's suing him for the $5 million.
I appreciate that. Yeah, of course. Yo, guys, I'm offering $1,000 cash if anyone can debunk my theory. I'll give you a flyer. You just take a look at it. If you can debunk. I got 10 items in here that prove the Earth is a flat, non-rotating realm. And if you can debunk any of the 10 points, I'll give you $1,000.
Any of them? Because that's pretty easy. I'm pretty sure we did that back in the day. We looked at this, and it's been done by other people more thoroughly than I. People who actually know math and stuff.
I'll give you one too, sir.
Get my...
He sells these flyers like Chili sells his. There's a whole flyer racket, apparently.
Okay, now what am I supposed to do now?
Just prove my flyer wrong, and there's $1,000 cash in my hand for you, okay? I tested it for 10 years, though, so it's going to be tough to do.
The back part?
No, there's inside the flyer, there's 10 facts.
Oh, inside. Okay.
Yeah, of course. But
How long you been doing this?
10 years, full-time for 7. I've been
Why
on
is
National
it
Geographic,
not
Netflix, MSN, Google News, Daily Mail. They're all lying to you guys, dude.
All of the articles and documentaries that he's referring to showcased him, and in showcasing him also generally had experts on that debunked his claims in real time. You've seen Behind the Curve, a Flat Earth documentary that he was featured in alongside Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer, many other Flat Earthers that were prominent at the time. They debunk him! Yet he's citing it here as though it made him look correct, which is interesting. Any publicity's good publicity, I guess. Benekagami says, telescopes prove him wrong. How do they explain telescopes? I guess I don't know what specifically do you mean? Because the specific claim, it would be different. Like, what specifically do you think they're looking at that should prove them wrong? Because each one would probably have a different answer.
I believe they lied to us about a bunch of things.
Got
a YouTube channel or something?
My TikTok's on the front page, Instagram's on the back page with my email. If you can debunk it, you can email me. I'll send you $1,000 on Cash App. Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm just sharing the truth.
Water is not always flat, though.
At rest, it is. It's a property of fluid statics. That's how they used to level things before they had lasers. Yeah.
Plane level.
Yeah, the FAA trains pilots on a target generation facility. It's a flat...
Trey says, fun gun fact, an expert in long-range artillery named Willis Lee wrote extensively after World War II on how both the rotation and curvature of the Earth plays into extreme long-range ballistics. Oh, there's a whole variety of different, like, fields and professions that involve that. Like, bridges over a long distance, or any sort of thing that involves long distances like that, where if you're involved in either math or measuring, you have to take these things into account. But the thing about flat earthers, as you know, Trey, is that they'll just pretend these things aren't true. They will literally say claims like, oh, surveyors don't account for the curvature when, like, objectively, over long distances, they do. Or they say, oh, bridge makers don't have to account for curvature when they do. So it's interesting that they'll take evidence that proves them wrong and just ignore it and then say a lie that is the opposite of the evidence that actually exists. It's interesting.
Non-rotating simulator, and it negates a gravity vector.
Okay, give me a second. I'm going through them all.
So you truly believe that the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat, bro. I've tested it for 8 years. I was on National Geographic, and they had to lie.
Oh, did National Geographic agree with you, or did National Geographic debunk you on the air? Because just saying you were on National Geographic doesn't mean you're right.
Everyone about the test we did because they can't prove the curve.
They lied
They had
about
to
the
lie.
test.
There's another video where they faked a helicopter coming over the horizon. You can see there's a scene with no helicopter, the birds fly across it, and then they put the helicopter in, and it's the same 3 birds flying across the image. They just superimposed the helicopter in the image.
Yeah. All right.
You guys are awesome, man. Everyone's waking up. I've been meeting 2 to 3 flat earthers every single day now. I used to share this, and I
I
would.
mean, how many people do you talk to a day? If I talk to 100 people a day, and he talks to everyone he comes across, but he's constantly trying to teach people about flat Earth. You're gonna come across some. There's a certain percentage of people that are flat earthers in the United States. Not a high percentage, but enough.
Wouldn't meet one for a month.
Like, yeah, if you every gas station you stop at, and every store, and every restaurant, and every park, you're gonna run into some. I don't understand if... Does it make you right? It doesn't make you right. Benegagami says, details of the moon, the fact that you can see the planets look different from stars in telescopes or see moons of planets. Basically, how do they account for how differently the sky looks through telescopes versus your eyes? I've seen some of them say that telescopes distort things or show you things differently than they actually are. I've seen them completely ignore it in that they will just act as though there's no consumer-grade telescopes that allow you to see the moon or other planets close enough to, you know, see good details. Some of them think the moon is real, but that it's just, like, energy or a reflection of the Earth. It's hard to pin down one justification because different groups of flat earthers and different individuals within those groups will have different rationalizations. But the broad point is they will come up with one. They will come up with some sort of justification because they're engaging in, sorry, why am I blanking on the term now? They're engaging in motivated reasoning.
And now it's picking up speed. So, and my TikTok's on the front page. Feel free to join, ask any questions, email me any questions. It's all love, all right?
Yeah.
Peace. Sweet, they were really cool. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Dust your feet with all these anti-flat earthers on the internet. That's for sure. I gotta make sure my $1,000 doesn't fall out of my hand because I got the $1,000 right here on the other side of the phone.
Oh wow, you're carrying it around. Like, is that even in a money clip, or you just have loose $100 bills you're walking around with? That's certainly something you can do. I don't know if it's the smartest thing, but okay. Hydrate, can do.
So while they're looking at me, I'm like pointing at the $1,000. I'm like, I got this $1,000 right here. So I don't want to interrupt people while they're eating.
He definitely, like, went
Is that Noah?
into the bank and was like, I need to pull out $1,000 for my flat earth challenge. Do you want to try? I wish he'd filmed that part.
Oh, I thought you were Noah.
The minimum wage bank teller having to put up with him as they're just counting out the $100 bills.
I'm sorry, I have a friend around here named Noah. Oh, that's a good one too. Just pretend you know people.
Remember that time he allegedly stole hundreds of dollars from other flat earthers and was basically excommunicated from the community? I remember.
People and then start up a conversation that way. Yo, my man, I'm on TikTok offering $1,000 cash. I got it in my hand right here. If anyone could debunk one of my theories, is it okay if I give you a flyer? You just check it out. Okay, hold on. Just take a look at it. I'll be walking around and I got $1,000 cash. There's 10 different items in there for you to debunk. I would go to the middle of it.
Okay.
But yeah, my TikTok's on the front, Instagram's on the back.
Okay. All
Nice
right.
to meet you, bro. Have a great day, okay?
What's your name?
Nathan.
Nathan. I'm Mike.
Mike,
I'll
pleasure.
find you.
That's how you do it. Share it out if you could. Share it out. I haven't even got to the telescopes yet, guys. There's $100,000 in telescopes over here I'm about to go look at, but I'm not going to tell them about flat Earth until I look at their telescope and talk to them about it.
Oh, good. He's gonna subtly get their trust and then slip in the weirdness. That's good. That's good. He's self-aware enough to know he needs to get it in slow, but not aware enough to not do it at all. Fenekagami says, actually, I just realized, how do they account for light pollution since they think pollution isn't real? They don't not think pollution is real. Plenty of them think pollution is real. They don't think global warming is real, a lot of them. That doesn't mean they don't think pollution is real. They just think about it differently. They think about chemtrails, or they think about corporations putting, like, cartoon noxious gases into the air, like in Captain Planet.
Hey, love. I'm an independent researcher. I just want to give you a
I'm an independent researcher?
flyer, and if anyone can debunk my theory, I'll give them $1,000 cash. I got it actually right here in my hand, but I don't think anyone's going to do it because I tested it for 10 years.
Oh, wow, okay. What's the theory?
We live on a flat, non-rotating Earth.
Okay, the Earth is flat
And non-rotating.
and non-rotating. Okay.
Yep.
I can't debunk it, but...
Yeah, no one can. I mean, I'm trying to find someone. Oh, yeah, of course. Y'all be blessed.
Stone Corbell with 50 bits says, this is so pointless because no matter how convincing or sourced the proof someone presented with him, he would say it wasn't enough. Also, just walking around the street waving 1,000 in cash is incredibly unsafe. Oh, very. Mr. Duck Sauce with a 3-stream streak says, nice.
Yes, you got a beautiful smile. Dancing in the moonlight.
And he's doing it like in a big group of people because there's like a thing going on, a bunch of people. Like, I don't think you should steal people's money. I think that's a bad thing to do. I also, by and large, don't think most people around you want to steal money, you know? I think most people are just doing their best and most don't. But, you know, someone might, and if you're in a big crowd of people, like you're in a park at nighttime and you have $1,000 in bills and there's a bunch of people around to confuse matters, maybe one person's gonna go, I'm gonna go tackle that guy, grab his money, and then run into the crowd, and no one will know where I am. I'm just, general safety tip. Don't do this. Don't do this. I don't know if this is like, because he's like a guy and isn't thinking about general safety, but this just feels foolish. I saw it. It's real money. It is real money.
All right, it's gonna get darker over here, but I don't really care. Hey ladies, I'm live on TikTok, but I won't show you guys. I'm offering $1,000 if anyone can debunk my theory, and I just give you a flyer and you take a look at it. If you can debunk it, I'll give you $1,000 on video tonight in front of my audience.
Debunk the theory.
I just give you a flyer, you can take a look at it.
Okay.
All the information's on there. If you can debunk it later, email me, Instagram, TikTok, it's all on there.
All right.
Thanks so
Basically just a business card with extra steps.
much. Don't worry, we're gonna get to the telescopes, guys. I'm gonna turn a light on somehow. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. This is a good way to share. Hey folks,
No, it's not that good.
I'm offering $1,000 if anyone can debunk my flyer. I'm an independent researcher. I've been
Do
on
you
that.
guys want to debunk my flyer? No, I'm just mixing. We gotta watch The Pickup Artist Season 2 at some point, and I'm just imagining that as an opener with Mystery being like, hey ladies, you want to debunk my flyer? Do you guys know where the bats are? You guys know where the bats are at?
National Geographic and Netflix. Just take a look at it. Let me know what you think, okay? Stay still? Y'all have a good day, okay? He's taking a picture. I love it, bro. Yep, this is my face. All right, later, bud.
Can I do a carrot with a shot?
Folks, I'm offering $1,000 if anyone can debunk my new theory. I'm an independent researcher. I've been on National Geographic and Netflix and all those lame channels that lie to you.
I like that he's both using those channels to build credibility but also in the same breath talking shit about them. Like, you should listen to me, and I'm legitimate because I've been on National Geographic and Netflix, but also they're fake news that only lies to you. Like, you can see the rhetoric shift on a, it's like on a pivot. It's like rhetoric on a hinge.
But I just want to give you a flyer.
Penigami says, most people can't prove the Earth isn't flat on the fly because they don't understand the proof enough to articulate it. They do understand the proof enough to spot as bullshit, though. Mike Max with 35 months and a link. Let's see what it says. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Motherfucker just took my money.
Yeah.
My email, Instagram, everything's on there.
I'm gonna debunk it.
Awesome, dude. I got the $1,000 in cash right here, just so you know.
Sweet. Thank you.
Just good general practice not to wave money around.
All right, let's get in
Why
the
do
light
it?
over here a little
Not
more.
worth it. You're not Scrooge McDuck. It's fine.
Man, that's a nice telescope. I'm an independent researcher. I've been on National Geographic, actually with one of the telescopes just like that. But I got a new theory I'm working on. If anyone can prove it wrong, I'll give them $1,000 cash. I actually have the money right here if anyone can prove me wrong. But I just want to give you a flyer. Thank you. Is that a star picture you just took?
You took.
Right here on your camera?
Oh yeah.
Could I show it to my audience real quick? The star you just got?
Oh no.
You're using this right here?
Yes, this stuff. I'm gonna see it. There's the telescope, everyone, right there. Boom.
Captain Squid says, so this is his idea of being smooth, hey, nice telescope before going into the standard pitch. He's very charismatic. Believe him. He said it.
Oh, this was tonight? Mm-hmm. Let me flip my camera around real quick.
Yep,
Wow, it's crisp.
that's the moon. You bet.
Really crisp. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
No problem.
Yeah, of course. You're a total gentleman.
Also, have you heard that the Earth is flat? Do you want to see my trifold? I made them printed on thick card stock. You can try and rip it. You're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. It's like it's laminated, but it's not laminated. I couldn't afford that step.
All right. No, I don't want to battle people. Are we partying over here?
Hey, strangers, are we partying over here? Can I tell you about the shape of the Earth?
I'm offering $1,000 if anyone can debunk my theory. I'm an independent researcher. I've been on National Geographic and Netflix. They're all lying to you, but is it okay if I leave a flyer?
Nemesaur, thank you for gifting 20 Tier 1 subs and kicking off a hype train, I believe. Giving it a hell of a kickstart. Thank you, Nemesaur, so much. Helping
You guys
people
are
in the
awesome.
community not have to see ads, helping support the stream. Much appreciated.
Bam. Y'all be blessed, okay? Enjoy the night.
7% to level 4.
What's your flyer about?
Large bodies of water, the surface at rest. It's a natural level. They've been using it since antiquity to build things. So if water...
Right, for practical purposes over small amounts of area, that's fine. But if you actually back up or need to build something long enough, that completely falls apart. And we know that because the Earth is round, and we see the effects of that. Like, are you familiar with the Mackinac Bridge? It's a pretty big deal here in Michigan. It's a big-ass bridge. They had to take the curvature into account. Paradona, thanks for gifting 2 Tier 1 subs. Like, suspension bridges are a thing all over the place.
It's a natural level, and 70% of the Earth's surface is water.
He's turning into a public nuisance. He's been there for a while.
They call it sea.
Remember, he got kicked out of, like, he got arrested for harassing kids at a school playground and being like, hey, kids, come here so I can give you this flyer.
Level. Well, then what they're teaching
To
us...
be clear, I want to be clear when I bring that up. I don't think Nathan had any ill intent for these kids. I think it just goes to show that his lack of social awareness. And I'm pretty bad at social awareness, don't get me wrong. But I know enough not to go and, like, see children on a playground at school and go, here, kids, let me give you this pamphlet. I don't know. He just doesn't seem to be very self-aware. It's interesting.
The children is a lie. And I've been looking into it for 10 years.
He is opening many sets.
The sky's a map and a clock. So the sun, the moon, the stars are all relatively equidistant to the Earth. The sun and the moon appear to be the same size because they are the same size. Science will tell you that moon came off of the Earth because something hit the Earth. It formed the moon into a ball, exact same size as the sun, except the...
Not the exact same size. It looks like the exact same size, but it's not. It's a perspective thing.
Sun's 400
They have the same angular size because their distance versus their size happens to equate to the same angular size to our eyes on the ground.
It's bigger.
And even then, it's not exact. Like when you look at a eclipse, you can still see a little bit of the sun. You can see that corona around it, you know?
400 times farther away. If you believe that, I admire your faith in government. Y'all be blessed, all right? Yep. Thanks for laughing. They're lying about a ton. This one's the one that pulls the rug out from under them because once we all know this, they can't lie to us about everything else anymore. The medicine, everything they're lying about, this will expose right here. So that's why I'm so passionate about it. Thanks
oh boy, that was vague, but everyone knows what he's talking about when he said the medicine.
With me, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I already bought the kitchen cabinet.
They're on a conversation. I don't want to interrupt them. All right, let's go check out. You guys want to check out the telescopes? All right, let's go check out the telescopes. Hold on. This is where everything gets good. I hope you're ready. Hope you shared the show. Please and thank you. All right, wait. I'm going to blow you guys' minds right now, right? 76 people. Blast this out. I have less than 10 shares. You guys are, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
It's good to have contempt for your audience.
All right, hold on one sec. Don't worry. Hold on. Don't worry. I promise I'm going to bring it. I promise I'm going to bring it. All right. Hold up. Wait a minute. Look at this telescope, guys. And who's...
Yo.
What's going on, Dylan?
I just joined early. I literally forgot. I clicked the join button. I saw what you were doing. What are you doing right now? You going informing Globies?
Yeah.
Globies. You going informing Globies?
I'm kind of just doing one-man team tonight, so I appreciate you wanting to come
Minute
on.
left on the hype
Right.
train, 2% to level 5.
My bad. Yeah, have a good one, man. Be safe. Inform them Globies.
I will. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Late.
Have a good one.
Look at this thing moving.
It just finds it? That's so cool. Well, once it's all aligned and stuff, then you tell it knows where it's at, and then it's all the celestial objects have coordinates, and it's just a path that just goes right to the celestial.
Wow, that is one of the most impressive. I wish. Does anyone have a flashlight that can shine at this thing real quick? I'm on live on TikTok. I just want to show them this. Look at this thing, guys. Look at this. Holy moly.
Innocuous Blonde, thanks for 2 tier 1 subs. Fenekigami says, once we expose the flat earth, the government can't lie to us about the bankers. He unironically is that. He is anti-Semitic. Not on the bingo card, because he hasn't said it, but he has in other videos been exposed for unfortunately being one of those conspiracy theorists. Thank you for the hype train, everyone. Appreciate it very much.
Wow. And you got an equatorial mount on there that's all just, you just type in what star you want to look at and it goes straight to it. That is incredible. Look at this. Wow.
Yeah, he basically, in a video interview he was doing, he got drunk and opened up too much about his beliefs. He's full on into the whole, like, protocols of the elders of, like, Zion hoax conspiracy theory, which is a whole thing.
Oh, we got a troll. I got someone yelling out there. It's so cool to know the earth is round. I just walked away. I said, later.
There's always some guy named Cletus that wants to pick it up.
Holy moly, I can't. Look at this scope, guys. Can you see a scope? Look at this thing.
Look at this
moly.
telescope.
No, I just look for some guy standing there. But this is...
Wow.
Wait until he sees what's through the lens of the telescope. He's not even seeing the cool part.
Look at this big old thing. Look at this thing. It's got a light underneath. Dude, this is one big old telescope. I need a light.
Does he not understand that they're trying to be dark intentionally?
I can't really see it.
Go ahead and try again.
Stop taking you're not, why are you photographing the telescopes? That's not the interesting thing. No offense to anyone who's like super into different telescope models. I'm sure that's interesting in and of itself. But weird to focus on. Weird to focus on.
Oh yeah, it looks like it got pushed.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe. How do I turn my light on? Is there any way to turn my light on?
Stop it.
Hold on.
Oh, right up there.
May I look, Amy? To show this thing. I'd love to check it out.
Well, there he is with a flashlight again. I'm sure everyone loves it.
Look at this thing. Holy moly. Let me turn this around.
Let me make sure you're looking. There's an app right here called Tartaria.
Yeah, of course. They take a flat Earth sky map and then they morph it into a ball. We have this called stellvision.com.
That's awesome. I was trying to see if you guys had something. That
Yeah, stellvision.com.
does this exact same.
Exactly. My information's on there. I'd love to chat with you about it,
Nice.
though. Yeah. You be blessed, all right?
Check it out.
Gonna blind someone with the flashlight, yeah.
Look at this telescope. Holy moly.
Be chewing gum. He might be, I don't know.
Doing well in yourself?
He is. Yes, he's chewing gum while he's streaming. Why would he do that? Frankly, I think that's incredibly disrespectful to your audience. That you would be less mindful of the things they have to listen to in their ears. I would never do that. Sorry. That's a gross bit.
Try to turn this around. Hold
We're
on.
looking at the craters. Can I get
Couldn't hear it? Fuck yeah, my noise gate's doing a good job then. Hell yeah.
$1,000 this way? So
We decided
that?
to name the crater.
my friend went on the International Space Station and took a picture of the Earth for me.
Whoever discovered it.
Really, the ISS is in the thermosphere, so it's not even in
He
space.
was on it.
But he works for the government, right?
You don't trust my friend?
He
It
works for
might
the
not be in
government, right?
deep space, but it's still in space.
So did I.
Okay. So the government are the people lying to us. They sign NDAs,
But he
and they're on
wasn't-
a
he
need-to-know
wasn't-
basis.
He wasn't lying to me.
Okay, so you're saying that he was on the ISS going 17,000 miles an hour, which is 5 miles a second. They docked to it. What did he do there?
I'll have to ask him. I think he's doing experiments on plants. He's going back to the moon.
He's doing where he's going back to the moon?
Yeah, his name's Cal Lindgren.
What's his name? Cal Lindgren?
Yeah, K-J-E-L-L Lindgren. He's on Artemis 2. I went to school with him.
Cal Lindgren was on Artemis 2 and you're friends with him.
I am.
Wow. So,
They're waving.
do you know that gas pressure requires a container?
Oh,
Okay.
So, like the gas we're breathing has to be contained. It cannot be next to a vacuum. That would violate the second law of thermodynamics. And all three of the gas laws: Boyle's law, Charles' law, and the ideal gas law.
Well, I'll ask him about that.
Yeah, please do.
Because you did give me a wonderful picture.
You're awesome, bro.
I'm gonna try to take a picture.
That's how we do it.
I chickened out last.
That guy's friends with an astronaut. How funny is that? Oh man, I gotta turn this light on and then I can see stuff. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
If I turn this light on, you guys can see a little bit better, huh? There we go. Look at this thing.
I'm gonna skip the actual part at 27 when he's starting to actually try and debate someone. I'm not sure exactly who. I only caught part of it earlier. Sorry.
Laugh.
There we go.
All right, hold on. Let's go over here. This guy's got a bigger crowd. What the heck is? Look at this thing. Look at this telescope, guys. Holy moly! I'm gonna get over there. I gotta look at this thing.
Watch out, everyone.
He's talking about it.
Nathan's got to become the center of attention. This guy's talking about stars or something.
Stand up on the mountain. Listen.
And with a powerful telescope on top of Mount Wilson, you should be able to see Mount Fuji.
Yeah, but the thing is mountains disappear in angular size off in the distance, so you would not be able to see forever.
Flat Earth would still.
That's like because your eyes, if you had a telescope or something that was powerful enough, you would be able to see it if it was flat. What?
Be seeing the top of Mount Fuji in Japan.
Yep.
If you have a flat Earth.
But have you done that observation?
Of course not. I can't.
Why not?
I can't.
Have you
because
tried?
The Earth is round.
Have you tried?
Have I tried? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So can I see some evidence?
Evidence? You're looking at it right there.
This is M13. This is in the sky. This is not Mount Fuji.
No. But I'm telling you that you cannot see Mount Fuji.
Yeah, I heard you.
Can you show me he's basically asking for, can you show me the photograph of you not seeing Mount Fuji?
I
heard you the first. What's the distance between those two mountains?
Between the two mountains, it's got to be at least 9,000 miles.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you think you'd be able to see something 9,000 miles away. Everything decreases in angular size as it leaves your vision.
Yeah,
it's called perspective.
Right, but that's what the telescope is for.
With the telescope on top of Mount Wilson.
Telescopes can't see forever either, sir.
Well, they have a limit, but you could build a telescope, like we build really big telescopes with like insane mirrors and stuff to see far away. Right? So every telescope does have its own like hypothetical resolution, a max distance where it can resolve things, but then you would get a telescope that can see that far. Like, you can get a telescope that can see whatever fucking distance you want if you have enough money. I don't understand.
I beg your pardon.
They can't see forever.
Yes, they can.
You're looking at light interacting with the air above our heads.
Yeah,
That's why they twinkle.
Okay, but the light coming off of Mount Fuji to that telescope, the 100-inch Hooker telescope, is not 22,000 light years away.
How do you know
it is 9,000 miles away?
How do you know that's 22,000 light years away? You've
because
never measured.
It's been measured.
How did they measure it?
Okay, you want to know? You go from one side of the Earth's orbit. Take a look at it.
I always feel bad when Nathan finds, like, science teachers or people who worked at NASA who are in good faith trying to have a discussion with him. And of course, Nathan's not receptive to it at all because this is his job and he's a flat earther. And flat earthers are not, I think as Dan Olson said, open to be persuaded. That's not what they're here for, right? They're not here to have an open, honest conversation about the shape of the Earth. This is a lot of other things they believe wrapped up in the belief of flat Earth and is being used as a rhetorical tool to some extent, right? So it annoys me and makes me sad when someone who clearly knows about astronomy, I don't know if he's like a teacher or just an amateur astronomer or an actual like professional astronomer, whatever the thing is, he clearly knows what he's talking about more than the average person. And he's trying to actually address Nathan's questions, but Nathan's questions aren't in good faith. And I don't think this guy gets that, and I don't blame him, because we're used to talking to people in good faith in day-to-day life. So it's very surreal when someone comes at you the way Nathan is coming at him now, like it's the internet.
Measure with geometry. Go to the other side 6 months later, you take the same thing, you measure that, and you can measure that and get the correct...
Have you done that?
Huh?
Have you done that, or is this something you believe?
No, it's not something I did. This is what the astrophysicists have already done.
We have 88 constellations. The sky is a map and a clock. They were...
You can have as many constellations as you want. It's arbitrary. They're things that people make up.
Using it to celestial navigate for thousands of years.
No, not that one. Not with those. Not with those.
Wait, have you heard of
those are just new constellations that have been established within the last 100 years.
We have 88 constellations. Draco has been around for 2,300 years.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have only been recognized for the past 100.
That's what
That's
they
why
tell
they got
you.
88 constellations.
They lined up the constellations with the pyramids, bro, to pretend we've had constellations for 100 years.
I heard that one too. Yeah.
I've got the images.
Alnitak and the other two stars.
I've got all the images.
Let me
It's all right. If you guys want the evidence, I've got all the images. You can email me. All right.
I've got all the evidence. Email me.
On National Geographic, testing the Earth's surface.
The more you argue with them, you're just giving them more content.
You're right.
You're not going to convince them.
Yeah, you're right.
No, it's all right.
Oh,
Here.
good. Good.
Hear me out though. Hear me out though. If the Earth's a ball with a radius value,
I have the right way of looking at it in the same perspective. Looking, if it was a flat plate, I should be able to look from this plate into this plate with a very powerful telescope and see it.
we have a
If I
marine
can't see
layer.
it, marine layer.
Yeah, you're looking through air. Okay.
Yeah, and it's also
There's something called light attrition. That's why we can't always see the northern lights, because the light is being there's attrition
excuse
taking
me?
place.
Oh no, that's wrong.
Oh,
That's wrong.
So not
You can't see the northern lights because they don't radiate down that far
Well, they just
into
did.
this area.
They just did. I saw them.
Because we're here.
Yeah, I saw them from Las Vegas.
Okay.
I've got the pictures.
Okay, I'll grant you that.
They were seen from
but
this.
you won't see them tonight.
They were seen from 17 degrees north and south of the equator.
You won't see them now.
I know you won't. You don't see them every
Why?
night. You don't
Why?
because they don't happen every night.
Why?
Where is 17 degrees off the equator?
I think it.
How do they calculate that?
Well, you just look at basically they calculate latitude based on position to Polaris, and they've done that for hundreds and thousands of years. If you go 69 miles away from Polaris, it'll drop 1 degree. If you go 690 miles, it'll drop 10 degrees. Now, on a ball curving exponentially, as you get away from Polaris, it should also
Curving exponentially?
decrease exponentially.
That's not what a sphere is. A sphere doesn't curve exponentially. A parabola does.
But it decreases linearly, in a linear fashion.
Who's they? You said they've been doing that for years. Who's they?
Ancients, like the Mayans, the Chaldeans, the Phoenicians.
Have you done these?
Celtics, yes.
Calculations?
I've done astroarchaeology at the Georgia Guidestones before they blew them
So
up.
you actually done these calculations on that? Where's your proof?
Yeah, I ran the largest flat Earth research group in human history.
So you've done these.
Yeah,
I
I've got
ran
a
the
flyer.
largest flat Earth group in human history, he says proudly.
I'm offering $1,000. If anyone can debunk anything in my flyer, I'll give you $1,000 cash. Does anyone want a flyer? I'll give you.
Oh my god.
Right on. Well, I'm just here to share.
Right on.
I'm not going to convince anyone, but now you've heard. It'll be on your mind, and you're going to realize, what is this, bro? What is this? This is. It's a freaking static. Looks like a TV from the '60s, bro. And we're over here like oohing and ahhing over it. I could show you better images of the star with a $1,000 P900.
Why are you?
It's not a better image! Overthought says, no one can know everything. At some point you have to trust experts or choose to be paranoid. He's not arguing with plumbers or electricians about their field, even though those damn pipe boys are out to get us.
Are you here?
I'm sharing the truth. And I'm looking for someone to debunk my flyer. I'll give them $1,000 cash. I got the cash right here in my pocket.
All right, cool.
Right here, boom.
Wow.
Thank
So
you.
I love you guys. I'm live on TikTok. If anyone wants to follow the real Nathan Thompson, I love you guys.
What is
That guy was triggered.
Man, he was so triggered when he made me look like a fool. How triggered of him. By the way, that was the part that he at the beginning was like, skip to 27 minutes, this is the best part. He actively sent people to the part where he was made to look foolish. So that's great. Don't they always go for the P900 because it's actually got a flaw? Not a flaw, it's just a basic prosumer like DSLR camera that they can get and think makes them experts because they can zoom in. And if you zoom in on like a star with that, you're gonna see mostly the waves. You're gonna see the atmospheric like disturbances more than anything else. You're not gonna see actual like details of a star, but the distorted wavy image to them, they feel backs up their worldview that stars aren't these giant balls of, you know, fusion however many light years away. It's some other closer light source, and it's like incandescent, or it's like a burning fire. It's the whole thing. Harold Edelman with a 7-stream streak says, I used to volunteer at a planetarium, never had a flat earther. Every now and again, we've had observation nights and very talented amateur astronomers would come in. This guy has that I scavenged a mirror and cleaned, and a clean drainage tube from somewhere and have a massive Newtonian in the truck. Want to see Saturn energy? That's very specific energy. Starry Beauty, thank you so much for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Gift subs are incredibly helpful in growing the channel, keeping the channel going, everything, so I always appreciate it. Thank you, Starry Beauty.
The calendar we use today is a solar calendar. It's based upon the year, how long it takes the Earth to go around the sun. But lunar.
Oh my god, this looks like it's probably like a teacher or something doing like some sort of like extra credit or extracurricular activity with students and he's trying to teach them something. Is Nathan gonna not learn his lesson and harass children in front of their teacher, no less?
Calendars are based upon how long it takes the moon to go around the Earth.
You can correctly focus on stars with those kind of cameras. They just don't know how to focus them. They just look like dots, though, because they're far away. Okay.
And they would
yeah, they generally focus on the atmosphere, which is why it's all woo, twinkle, twinkle, little star, you know.
Have months that are more accurate instead of like we have like 31 days, 30 days, 29. They actually did start out, the months did start out as long as the lunar cycle.
Okay, so I've tested the Earth for 10 years. I've been on National Geographic, Netflix, MSN, Google News. Large bodies of water don't curve. It's called fluid static.
Can you move on? This isn't for you to talk about flat Earth stuff.
It's a part. It's a part.
We're doing a program here, all right?
Oh, I thought it was a free club. I'll leave, no problem. I just want to share. I got a $1,000 challenge.
Fuck off!
I got a $1,000 challenge.
Do you have a telescope, sir?
Yeah, I do.
So you've looked at the other planets?
Yeah, we have 88 constellations. Earth's not a planet. Planet means wandering star. It comes from the word planeta.
Yes,
He laughed at him when he said that.
I'm well aware of
It comes
that.
from the word planeta. So don't pretend there's a planet. Those are lights. They're in the sky.
So,
the Earth's not a light, and it's not in the sky.
All right.
And if it was in space, we wouldn't have gas around us. That would violate natural
Get out of here.
Bye. Bye.
Nathan Thompson and getting made fun of by children. Name a more iconic duo.
I can share. It's a free country. Oh, so you run the park. I don't think so.
Stop arguing with teenagers! Nathan, you're in your 30s! Stop it!
You know that.
I live here.
You live in the park? Oh.
Yeah, we pay for this park.
All right, we do.
Yeah, I do. Do you live here?
They asked me to come
here. Oh,
here.
they asked you to come. So I actually have more right to be here than you do.
We are listening to him.
Yeah, but yeah, I was listening to him too. I was listening to him lie to all the children.
Can't believe this.
He's claiming the Earth.
Why did he leave this in? It makes him look like an ass.
Claiming the Earth goes 66,000 miles an hour around the sun. And you guys don't feel that? You guys are just gonna believe that?
Yeah,
you can test it. If we went around the sun every 6 months, we would see completely different night sky. We don't.
No, we don't, Nathan, because we're in an arm of the Milky Way galaxy, and the stars we're seeing are also moving along with us. There is a slight parallax. They do shift somewhat, but they're so far away, the amount that they move is minuscule to the human eye. So please stop.
See a completely different night sky.
Sir, can you move on?
I can, no problem, but I got a $1,000 challenge. If anyone can debunk my flyer, I got $1,000 cash in my pocket. Laugh it up. Laugh now, cry later. Love y'all. Flat Earth with the food carts. Man, these astronomers are triggered.
These astronomers are triggered. Breaches and Hose says, oh god, the secondhand cringe is giving me anxiety. He's like real life flat earth Michael Scott.
Look at this thing, dude. What is this? Holy moly. Control the mind first, the body will follow.
Oh god, what is he talking about with this food cart guy?
My friends, good. I'm offering $1,000 cash, but you have to prove my theory wrong. You guys have any vegan pizza? Dang it, I would order pizza if you did. I love you guys. $1,000 if you can prove this wrong, all right?
The Earth is flat.
It is. It's flat like a pizza. Like the pizza you're cutting?
You think so?
I test for 10 years. I've been on.
I appreciate that he's like, how do I relate to this guy? He's making a pizza. It's flat like the pizza you're making. You relate to that, right? Because you're making a pizza.
National Geographic, I promise you they're lying to you about what the Earth is. It's one of the ways that they control people. It's with the mind. They control the mind first, the body will follow.
Yeah, I saw they're doing an Office spin-off series. I can't imagine that'll be good, but who knows? Weirder things have happened, I guess.
Just to make, well, when you're little kids, you start to think, oh, well, I thought up is up and down is down, but I was wrong because we live on a ball spinning 1,000 miles.
Up is up and down is down. It's just that the definition of those words is more nuanced than you understood when you were 3 years old. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't understand. If you need a solid definition, then there is a solid definition. It's away from the center of the Earth in every practical sense. You're not in space, so you don't really need to think about it other than that. If you need a concrete definition of up and down, up is away from the center of the Earth, down is towards it. There you go. It's not complicated.
Miles an hour. So it's all cartoons. Look it up. I promise, guys.
So
look
if,
it up.
if the Earth is flat, there's an age, so there's a...
There could be, yeah, but we're not allowed to travel past the 60-degree parallel. So there's videos on the internet, people just go fishing and they get turned around by military destroyer ships.
Hydrate.
You can't just freely go to Antarctica. You'll get arrested. Look it up. People have been arrested for going to Antarctica.
They have?
Yeah, no joke.
So you think there's other continents over there?
I don't know. I've never been. You know, all I know is we need to wake people up because all these children are being lied to and they're doing it with our tax money.
Benigagami says, this is proof anti-Semites' brains are just cooked. I recently saw a Daily Mail article about the most recent case of a Jewish person resigning from the Biden administration in protest over the war in Gaza. The article goes into detail how she's the daughter of a president whose company has sold weapons to Israel and how much she benefits from the, from that and how much she benefits from that, like it proves something. At some point, people like this just start speaking a different language and it serves to isolate them further. Yeah, specific rhetoric or specific jargon within conspiracies is huge. It's part of that cult-like aspect where it insulates you from the outside world. You start speaking in ways that are very different. For instance, in the meme stock community, their definition of shill being so different than the actual definition of shill. It just means anyone they don't like or anyone that disagrees with them. These specific differences in language serve to drive that wedge. You are correct.
Okay, so how is it that they can look up to planets and they're round?
Because the planets are in the sky. The Earth is not a planet. The planets are light.
Okay, but have you considered that if you were standing on Mars, then the Earth would be a light in the sky from your perspective, because you'd be on a different one. You're on Earth, so of course it's not in the sky to you, because to you in the sky is anything not on the Earth, basically, that's visible. Ah.
Lights, they're in the sky. The Earth is not a light, and the Earth is not in the sky. They're not the same thing. Back in the old times, ancients, they call the planets wandering stars, because they do their own...
Right, because of their misunderstanding of what they were. That doesn't mean they were objectively right. I don't understand why you think words are magic.
Kind of thing.
You can call something anything. It doesn't mean that thing must be that thing. I could call this A&W root beer cabbage water. It wouldn't make it cabbage water, even if that's what it was called. An eggplant isn't made of eggs. You know what I mean? People name things for their qualities, not because it's objectively true what the literal meaning is.
The stars move in unison around Polaris. That's why we have 88 constellations. Because all the stars move around Polaris, but some of the planets, they do their own freaking weird thing in the sky.
How can they do that?
I don't know. I didn't make the sky, you know? If I made it, I would tell you.
Is he just bothering a random food service worker? You bet. Speedo Spank with 27 months says, I haven't been able to watch live much lately. Miss you in chat. I have come to collect my sub baby all the same. Well, it's good to see ya. We've missed ya. This sub baby's name is going to be, Vincenzo Pizzeria. Vincenzo Pizzeria. In honor of this fine man's pizzeria on wheels.
One, like the sun, you know, that it has more mass.
Yeah, they say that the sun is a ball of gas in a vacuum. You cannot have gas in vacuum. The gas...
You can have gas in vacuums. Fun fact.
Just goes everywhere.
And also, the sun is a nuclear furnace, as the Might Be Giants told us.
Also, like they say, it's 90.
Trey says, I know you know, but in some cases people fall into conspiracy theories purely due to misunderstandings of a given subject. In some cases, this is simply an organic lack of subject comprehension, misinterpreting terms or not understanding definitions in a given context. Even if they only look into legitimate sources of information, these factors compound on top of each other, resulting the more they research a given subject, the further down the rabbit hole they fall. Agreed. That can also be because, and I know you know this too, I'm just using what you said as a jumping off point. It might come from a lack of understanding, but it can also be an intentional obtuseness because the reality of the situation is counter to their political or personal beliefs and worldview that already exists. On top of that, even if they get into it for an innocent reason, actual misunderstanding, falling into conspiratorial rabbit holes like that, push you towards more paranoid worldviews that inevitably lead to sometimes getting sucked down holes of hate, sometimes getting sucked into, like, white nationalist rhetoric, or JQ stuff like Nathan's got involved in. It's unfortunate, but sometimes you can get into something, or someone can get into something because of an innocent misunderstanding, or because of our unwillingness to change our worldviews, but that sucks you down a chain of events and different beliefs that you adopt that make you a worse person. Not good. Starry Beauty with 1,000 bits says, why do flat earthers struggle to socialize? Because they can't have a well-rounded conversation. Ba-dum-tsh.
93 million miles away, but they say it's 9,700 degrees on the surface. You work with ovens, you know 9,700 degrees is pretty hot, right?
Isn't it like 97 million or something? I don't know how hot the sun is on the surface. How hot is the sun's surface? 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's way less than I thought it would be.
They say the Earth's center is 9,300 degrees. And the center is connected with solids. Solids move the heat faster than a gas would in a vacuum. So the center of the Earth should heat up the floor. The center of the Earth would heat up the floor faster than the freaking ball in the sky vacuum 90 million miles away.
There's a difference between radiative heating and convection, or any of the other kinds of heating you're talking about, or conduction. Just so you know.
Dude, look it up. Look it up. Later, bro. No, you didn't prove me wrong. You only get the $1,000 if you prove me wrong. I love you guys, though, all right? Hey, let's get some vegan pizza for the people that love the animals next time. You only need...
When I have a restaurant, it's hard to have it here.
Yeah, I understand. A lot of ingredients already, you know? All right, thanks, guys. Share the show, like the show. I haven't got kicked out of the park yet. That's pretty cool.
That's a success. That's a shame.
That guy tried to kick me out, and I was like, you don't even live here. I've got more of a right to be here than you do. So I'm an independent researcher. I've been on National Geographic. I'm offering $1,000 cash if anyone can debunk my theory.
Oh, he still got his cash.
I'm on TikTok.
What's the theory?
I'll give you a flyer. There's 10 facts in there you can test yourself. I have for the last 10 years. They're lying to the children about the shape of our Earth. It's not a spinning ball.
Just the... M. Scheffler, thanks for a 7-stream streak.
People laugh. They think I'm joking.
How many people
I promise you. Right now, 63. But I'm super censored. I lost 200,000 subscribers in 1 year when that plan thing happened with the
oh no!
mask, you know?
Oh.
You can't even talk about it because it's so true.
It's interesting to me when flat earthers or conspiracy theorists just start talking to people like they all agree with them. Like, if someone started talking to me like this, I'd be like, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? I think this comes down to loud minority thinks they're in the majority on the bingo card. I think he assumes everyone he runs into has the same opinions on this that he does, so he doesn't feel embarrassed to espouse his ridiculous conspiracies about COVID.
You're right. You know, that's how you know it's real, because it looks so fake. That's what they say about Tesla's car. When they put his car in space, Tesla went on TV and said, well, you know it's real because it looks so fake.
I like that he's calling Elon Tesla.
If it was fake, we could do a better job faking it. What?
Okay.
Does that even make sense?
So she has a quiz for...
If you can prove any of those 10 points wrong, I'll honestly give you $1,000. I'm not even kidding. It's right here. So, but I've tested it for 10 years, so good luck.
Okay.
Wow, your guys' setup is amazing.
Thanks.
No vegan dogs, though, right?
We had veggie dogs, but we sold out.
All right, I love you guys. They were popular. Did you hear that? She said they were popular. So they sold out.
Yeah, a lot of people are vegetarian or vegan. Good.
Yo, chefs, I'm offering $1,000 if anyone could debunk my theory on TikTok.
God, stop. These people are here working.
Live. Can I give you a flyer? I can just give you guys a flyer. I don't know. I don't know why everyone's like looking at him. There you go. $1,000. You guys can debunk anything in that flyer, all right? Much love. We'll be singing, holy moly, you are loud. Get your loud ass out of here. Sounds like a Glober in my ear, holy moly. That guy's on the phone, so I can't talk to him.
Okay, noted. If you don't want to talk to him, pretend you're talking on the phone.
This is the bar?
The bar.
All right, I'm offering $1,000 if anyone could debunk my flyer.
Oh no, is he gonna talk to drunk people?
Give you a flyer?
Debunk your flower?
Flyer.
Debunk your flower. Yeah.
Oh, your flyer.
I tested it for 10 years. I've been on National Geographic, Netflix. They're all lying to your face because they think you're like some kind of bug or something that they need to depopulate.
Oh my god, you're a flat earther.
Depopulation plan on the bingo card.
I think everyone's a flat earther. I'm just aware of it.
What is that? Some kind of presuppositionalist point? Flat Earth presuppositionalism?
Super down the rabbit hole for a long time on this.
I'm on TikTok, so.
Oh, hi TikTok.
Are you on TikTok?
I'm on, well, yeah. I follow more than I've ever posted.
Can you say it so people can give you a follow? Is it easy to say? Or?
No, because I don't know my handle.
Oh.
I just follow stuff.
Well, will you email me or send me? Just follow me. Give me a follow. Say hi.
Okay, I can do that.
I'd be honored.
Okay, we can do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Would you like a flyer?
I'm okay.
You all right? Right on. Have a great one, okay? Wow, she was cute.
I want strawberries.
Guys, I'm
Don't talk to the children! Stop talking to children!
offering $1,000 on TikTok.
Begging him!
If anyone can prove me wrong about this new theory I have. Can I give you a flyer? Or just
I'm offering money to children!
Strawberries too.
You guys know what you want.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Well, that's pretty much the entire park. I don't know, should we do another lap and see if they're going to freaking kick me out for talking about the shape of the earth? I think we should.
It's like he wants to get kicked out for some sort of, like, persecution points or something, so he can post, like, kicked out of park for flat smacking, part 1.
I think we should. I hope Gio's okay in the car. All right, let's see. All right, I still got the $1,000 if you guys are able to debunk my flyer.
I'm all good.
All right, I love you guys. You guys got any extra cervezas?
He's that guy! He's that guy who calls them cervezas, the white guy that says cervezas. Yes!
Extra cervezas?
Cerveza?
You have one? Oh, you guys are over here eating sushi and everything? Look at y'all. Look at y'all.
You have to reach on the bottom.
Oh, sharing is caring, bro. Thank you so much. You the man. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Wow, that was cool. Do you guys know how long they're keeping the park open?
I thought they said 10 o'clock.
10, right on.
Right on.
I gotta get back to the car
speak.
anyways. Gio's out there. Wow. What
His
a good
dog.
night. What a good night. I'm always telling you guys, be the change.
Wait, why do you leave his dog in the car? It's a park. Do they not? Well, maybe they didn't let dogs in. I don't know. That's a little weird, though. You brought your dog here and left him in the car. Kind of shitty.
You want to see on Flat Earth? I hope I'm leading by example. If I'm not, send me a DM. Let me know.
He drives around with his dog.
Oh, I can do a better job. I'd appreciate it. I love you guys. Aziel just joined. You missed the show, Aziel. We went ham, bro. Ham. I had these guys with...
We heard dogs? Okay, well that's shitty then that he didn't bring his dog.
Monitors and headphone sets on, screaming at everyone how the Earth's not flat. I started debating him. The guy didn't even know what he's talking about. He started talking about parallax. Holy moly, bro. He said he's Christian too. I told him, bro, if you lie to the children, it's better you tie something around your neck and go somewhere, like in the water, for a swimming. Start swimming with the fishies.
Oh my.
So, I gotta get back to the car.
That's fair. Might not be socialized with other dogs.
Pretty much had enough.
I've seen him take the dog into like areas before though with other people where there could be dogs, so I don't know.
By himself, I'm pretty sure. It's dwindling too. There's not as many people. There's probably only like 200 people here. Anybody want to come up? I'll keep it going. We don't have to end it. Come on up. You're welcome to come up now. I'm calling it on the activism. Time to relax. Oh, you know what? I did want to give all the telescope guys a flyer. Hold on one sec. Let me put my free beer away. All right, here we go.
I'm not a fan of this angle. Creeps me out.
Sir, I'm working on a new theory. Huh? I'm working on a new theory. I'm giving $1,000 to anyone who can debunk it. Could I just give you a flyer? I'm working on a new theory. Yeah. I'm giving $1,000 to anyone who can debunk it. I just wanted to share a flyer with you. I'm live on TikTok. That's what I do.
Who? Who are you?
Nathan Thompson. I've been on National Geographic, Netflix. I used to run the largest flat Earth group in history.
Okay.
So I just wanted to share with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. He was blinded by the light too. Everyone's blinded by the light.
Yeah, it's dark. It's dark out, and you're shining a light in people's goddamn faces. Their retinas are big, cause need lots of light, and then you flashbang them. Yeah.
Too dark.
Yeah, he's calling it a new theory.
All right, let's go over here. Get this last telescope over here. Look at this thing.
What a douchebag with his fucking light.
That's the surface of the Earth for the last 10 years, and large bodies of water don't curve. It's a natural level. That's why they call it sea level. 70% of the Earth's surface is water. They used it as a natural level They used it. I gotta go find my water bottle I left on the floor.
It's insane.
I've been researching the tech they have 50, 100 years ago on my TikTok, but I'm offering $1,000 cash if anyone can debunk my theory. I got a theory about the Earth. I just want to give you guys a flyer. You let me know. If I'm wrong, I'll give you $1,000. How's that sound?
All right, let's test that. What do you got?
Large bodies of water don't curve. Natural level. So they lied to you about the shape of the Earth. You're not on a ball in space. We're giving $60 million a day to NASA, and they're stealing it from us.
I'm not able to debunk this, buddy. I believe that.
I believe it. You believe it?
Oh no!
Let me get a screenshot with you guys. Let me get in here. Bring it in tight. Bring it in tight. 1, 2. It measures cold. So the moon is extracting energy from the Earth, and the sun is giving it like a male and a female. The give and the pull. That's where the yin and the yang comes from.
I'm sorry, did he just say the moon is sucking energy from the Earth and the sun shoots it out?
It's beautiful, bro. And every 28 days, the sun catches up to the moon and they kiss for a few minutes. That's why the moon stopped during the eclipse for just a little second, and the moon said, "See you next month," and they're gonna kiss again next month, bro. I promise you, it's beautiful, bro. Beautiful. I love you guys. Later, y'all. My info's on there. I hope I talk to you. Wow. Thanks for being here, guys. Hey, my man. I'm on TikTok. I'm offering $1,000 cash if anyone can debunk my theory. I got this flyer here. It talks about how the Earth is flat and non-rotating. They lied to all the children, they lied to us, and they stole our tax money to do it, bro. Wicked. It's wicked. That's what I'm talking about. Just wanted to give you a flyer, bro. Sweet. Yeah, looking fresh, dude. What's up, Candy? You missed the show, Candy. Now I got that Busta Rhymes song in my head. 50, maybe 80. I appreciate you, Katie. You're.
So then he gets in the car and he's... So Nathan Thompson's back, I guess. That's interesting. Glad that we caught up with him. Let's take a look at the bingo card, because we got some stuff on that video. That's for sure. What would he accept of debunking of his nonsense? He wouldn't. It's a rhetorical tool to get into a conversation with someone with the false promise of money. Let's see. Did he say satanic? Not sure. Forced sterilization, population control as a motive. No, not do your own research. It's non-researcher says they did their own research. Slightly different. Incorrect word origin is evidence, or at least close enough based on his stuff about planets. Like, he's correct in that it's wandering stars, but he thinks that literally means that that's what they are. So. Loud minority thinks they're a majority. My research said by a non-researcher. I'm gonna say shilling scamming, because I think the $1,000 thing is close enough to a scam, because he's pretending like he's gonna give him $1,000, but he's never gonna give him $1,000. Does NASA lying count as a psyop? Not specifically enough, I don't think. Flat Earth. Doesn't understand how cameras work for the star stuff with the cameras. Think that's maybe it. What did you think for spurious symbology? I don't remember anything in particular. Stars are holes in God's ceiling. Funny. Oops, that's the wrong button. Accordion car on the bingo card.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County.
You mentioned yin and yang and the sun moon having a gender. Does that count for ancient wisdom? No, but since he mentioned the yin yang, I will say poor understanding of Eastern philosophy. And ancient wisdom for the water level thing? You know what? Yes. Also that.
It's,
We'll get those on the next pass, but yes.
5/16/24.
Can I tell you the schedule for live streams? Yes. I generally start at 5 p.m. Eastern. I was a little late today. Some days I'm a little early, but generally 5 p.m. Eastern most days. I also, if you join the Discord, I at everyone on the Discord when I go live, so you'll get a notification there. Penakagami says it's not just rhetoric. Conspiracy people develop their own culture with different social norms and assumptions from the rest of society. We see this more and more with MAGA people. How many times do they embarrass themselves, but they think it makes them look strong? How many times do you see them give a smug look at a camera and are left confused as to what they think the W was? Yeah? Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I mean, here it is, the month of May, and pretty much in New York, you've got rain all the way up until the middle of May. You know, I mean, just every fucking weekend, every other day. Oh, sure, you'll get a couple of clear blue skies, but it's always on a Tuesday or or on a Thursday. This happens to be raining for the last, I don't know, well, every weekend, pretty much for the last 4 or 5 weekends in a row. So I've been able to do dick when it comes down to observing anything up in the sky. Anyway, the sun is moving from east to west. And the one thing I don't understand about storms.
In actuality, the Earth is rotating, which gives the illusion that the sun is moving east to west, but sure.
Because if we were on a spinning wet ball, okay, a storm could be impossible to predict. It's just like trying to land a plane on a ground that's moving. It's impossible.
To be clear, you can land a plane on a thing that's moving if it's big enough. Like an aircraft carrier. What?
Because it doesn't exist. Doesn't exist at all. It's flat and stationary. That's what you live on. We're covered with a dome. However,
I'm telling you, with Chris in particular, he's emblematic of a kind of conspiracy theorist that falls into it in part because he doesn't understand the physical world. He does not understand systems that have multiple vectors going on. He doesn't understand how you can land something on something else that's moving by matching its, like, reference point. He can't do it. It's one operation at a time. Anonymous, thanks for gifting a sub to Mellowfire.
Go back to these storms, okay? We've got a storm that's, it looks kind of like a hurricane. The clouds are moving from almost north to south, almost.
Was covered in a dome count as sky as fake on the bingo card? No, not necessarily. They're not mutually exclusive, but they're not necessarily one and the same either.
Like in a circular pattern. But if we're moving from east to west, how could a storm be moving from north to south and forming a circle?
Because one is the rotation of the Earth, and the other is the systems within the atmosphere of the Earth that move in the same inertial reference frame as the Earth itself.
When we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, I don't understand that. That would mean the clouds would have to break physics.
I like that he just says that, too. Like, if you said, Chris, what specific law of physics is being broken? I'd imagine he can't really articulate it. He just knows something doesn't feel right. But he's trying to articulate it in a way that sounds scientific.
And go against the spin, which means it would have to be going at least 2,200, well, we'll say about 1,300 miles per hour, or 1,200 miles per hour.
Relative to what?
To keep up with the spin, and then to move downwards. See, it doesn't make any sense. If you think about weather, right there should tell you what the fuck.
Just think about weather. That'll do it. Think about weather.
We don't live on a spinning wet ball. It would be impossible. Impossible. The weather itself says that we live on a flat, stationary land.
When did the weather say that? Is that a direct quote?
You got a storm coming in from California. You got it going against the spin toward New York. A little cloud would have to be traveling at 1,200 miles per hour. That makes no sense at all to me. At all. It makes perfectly good sense if we're on a flat, stationary land, right? But they say we don't. And Weatherman, I know you can trick us. I see what you've been doing for the last couple of years. You have made it look like we live on a globe. Yes, that CGI is really bad, by the way. It looks like a fucking egg. It does. Have you seen your local weatherman's station? I'm sure yours has done it too. They all have.
He's talking about newer graphics and like local news stations showing the curvature of the Earth as part of their graphic. I don't watch local news, but I know what he's talking about.
It looks like an egg, doesn't it? You know, it's a little shorter up on the top. You know, and
really craving salt like today.
Belly. It does. It looks like a fucking egg. It looks like the ISS fucking live feed. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. But you see, they could try to trick you to make you think that, you know, you're looking at a satellite picture of the weather. you know, and a circular ball. Well,
they're not trying to trick you. It's an illustration. It's a map. That doesn't mean they're trying to trick you, Chris. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, every week this man has a new think the earth is round. Oh yeah? Well, what about this video? And every week he can be easily debunked, and he's so angry that people won't buy into flat earth. Christ, that can't be healthy. Oh no, he's very mad. His blood pressure must be nuts. Fedekagami says, Chris, can you land a helicopter on a moving ship? Can you walk on a ship in the opposite direction it's sailing? These things disprove your argument.
Like an egg, kind of. But they still forgot one thing. They forgot the rotation of Earth. You know, they show the storm coming in, but they're not showing it rotate. You know, so it's still flat and stationary, and they're not moving, but the clouds are moving and everything else is moving. It's so obvious. Just the weather itself says we live on a
Coriolis effect.
Flat stationary land. People, wake the fuck up, okay? Wake up and look at the bullshit that's in front of you. I mean, it's too fucking obvious. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. It may be a part of your life.
He just looks so annoyed. He just looks so over it. Anonymous, thanks for gifting a sub to Miss Hire. Appreciate it. Take a quick look at the bingo card yet again. We have Ancient Wisdom. We have Poor Understanding of Eastern Religion or Philosophy. We have Recording in Car. And was there anything else? I'll say incorrectly believes evidence is self-evident for a lot of Chris's stuff. Captain Squid says, I really wonder what it's like being a patient in his car. Probably annoying. Probably annoying. He transports elderly patients to the hospital and back to elderly homes as his job, for those who don't know. Anything else? Did I miss? Boop, 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 boop. Real quick, I am going to use the bathroom. So, be cool while I head out. While I'm gone, Chair's going to tell you about Guillermo del Toro's Crimson Peak. You're back. Why are you all talking to Chair? You're not allowed to talk to Chair. Chair's allowed to talk to you. No one's allowed to talk to Chair. They're in timeout. Let's see what we're gonna do next. See, we did Chris. Okay, this cracked me up a little. Apparently the whole Shabambu pee thing has gotten popular enough that other conspiracy theorists are putting out videos trying to warn other conspiracy theorists not to drink pee. That's fun.
Hey everybody, I've been seeing an extremely disturbing trend where people are being pushed poison.
Sorry, let me make sure this is...
Hey everybody, I've been seeing an extremely disturbing trend where people are being pushed poison. People are being pushed urine enemas. People are being told to squirt urine in their eyes and do all this extremely disgusting, humiliating, terrible, poisonous practices.
To be clear, yeah, don't drink pee, don't put it in your eyes, it's pee, it's waste. Don't do anything but flush it down the toilet or dispose of it in some other safe way. But he seems to think that this is some sort of false flag or like some sort of psyop. This can be a psyop on the bingo card. He thinks there's a psyop in order to convince conspiracy theorists to drink pee or do pee enemas, which is just two words that you don't want anywhere near each other in your vernacular. I just find it interesting that nothing can ever just be people being silly or doing something foolish or dumb even. It's gotta be a psyop. It's gotta be a humiliation ritual. It can't just be, oh, they were misled. It's gotta be an intentional thing.
All because they're being promised health at the end of the rainbow. This is so easy to see through. And I'm just going to present the clips themselves for you to see what's going on. Please defend yourself, defend your children. These people are a menace to mankind. Do not take any poisons that these people push on you. Do not consume your own urine. Do not shoot the urine up your butt with an enema. Do not drip the urine into your eyes.
Yeah.
This is extremely dangerous.
That's good advice. Don't do that. Don't put pee in your butt. Don't put pee in your butt.
And I look at this as a poisoning operation. Avoid these quacks at all costs.
I have a feeling that in an hour, I'm going to think I need to drink my own pee. And I know a little, I know.
I feel like if you're at the point where you're saying that, you already do want to drink your pee and you're just being coy about it. And I don't think that shit's cute.
Enough, and I've done it a little.
Oh, I think by the end of this, I might want to drink pee. Oh, fuck off. You want to drink that pee. You're here. You're already here.
A little bit and like, but I know how much I respect what.
I kind of feel like, no offense to these guys, the kind of person who sits and goes on an interview to interview someone about drinking pee and starts off the interview with like, uh-oh, I might want to drink pee at the end of this, is the kind of person who's like, uh-oh, I hope these hypnos don't do anything to me. Like, you know why you were there from the beginning. Fuck off, you liar.
What you know and what you're doing. And I know that I'm not going to have any excuse for not doing it. And anyways, so there you go.
One thing I notice as a trend is when people judge something, they are really ignorant, because there are a lot of people or even doctors saying, don't do that, it's bad for you. Don't drink your own waste. It will dehydrate you. It will poison you. Yes, I wash my skin in fresh urine every day.
Yeah.
Now, when you say fresh urine, I feel compelled to point out that it is not fresh. It has come out of your body. It is a waste. It is not a fresh pomegranate to be plucked from a ripe orchard. It is piss. Stop it. Stop drinking pee.
And especially before the shower, I'll rinse my hair and my face with it.
Wow.
And if there's any blemishes or cuts or wounds or anything of that nature, then I will scrub the urine into it right away.
Oh.
And we're told, I went to med school, we're told it's waste, and it's, and we test the urine.
Damn these med schools for accurately telling us that pee is waste.
And for all sorts of substances and
So what you're saying is it sounds like the kidneys don't excrete like toxins and waste products. Is that right?
no, well, yes and no.
Because we don't really know anything about why the body does anything.
Well, like, we don't really know why the body does anything, man, so let's just, like, get loose with it. Let's just drink some pee. Why not? Why not? Who knows anything, man? Nobody knows what's going on!
Practically.
Yeah,
But-
correct. But you can think of it more like ultra filtered golden blood plasma water.
You think that sounds appetizing?
Because it's really kind of like, it's golden elixir. It's a plasma which has that straw like golden color. And in this document, if you go in, and I can share it with you in the audience, so forth, but it actually talks about what happens if you do this method every morning for years. So it says, like, after 1 year, you will conquer the element of earth, whatever that.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna become an earthbender from drinking pee-pee?
That means maybe you'll become a good gardener. After 3
You're gonna become you know, I've never had a green thumb, but I can't say that's worth it. I don't think so. You could literally give me some kind of power of, like, I don't know, what's a suit? You can give me poison ivy powers. It's not worth drinking pee.
years, you'll conquer the element of water.
More like poison eye pee.
Water. And you'll become lustrous.
Don't put pee in your eyes.
After 5 years, you conquer the element of air and conquer your ego. And it basically walks you all the way through that in, like, 12 years, 13 years, and so on. Eventually, they'd say you can levitate. You will become an immortal god.
How many years do I have to drink pee before I can levitate? And are we talking flight, or are we talking levitation in the Jackie Chan Adventure sense? Because levitation and flight are two different things. I'm trying to think how worth it this is. 12 years? I don't know. That's rough, but it is levitation. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like, I know it's not real, but I am thinking to myself, if I was told and really believed it was true, would I drink pee every day for 12 years if it would let me fly? That's a rough one. That's a rough question.
And it's healing styes, all kinds of strange, blemishes or acne. It's really great for acne. Eczema, it's incredible for psoriasis, eczema.
Jackie Chan could fly when he has the correct talismans. Get on my level about Jackie Chan adventures.
One of the things that happens is after the first month or so, it's really a noticeable energy increase where you feel lighter, you feel like you have more energy to do things. Usually the sleep starts to improve. I mean,
maybe that's your body just trying to shut itself down mentally into a sleep state to get you to stop drinking so much fucking pee.
Like using urine as an enema. And I find that if I'm feeling lower or I'm not feeling my best, that will always refresh me where I can continue to work or to do what I need to do. And it doesn't even have to be really a retention or a holding enema. It can just be, a minute and then flush out. And it really seems to lift the energy quite nicely. But
the vibes are not immaculate, chat. The vibes are atrocious. The vibes are painful.
But over time, it's an anti-aging elixir. So it will get rid of wrinkles. It will help with sagging skin.
I'll sag. I'll be the saggiest bitch in the Midwest. I'm not touching your pee. I'm not touching my pee.
Gray hair.
I'm not touching pee.
Lots of people tell.
Gamerg with 13 months says water, earth, fire, air. You can become the Avatar if you drink enough urine, according to these people.
That their gray hair is disappearing. It's going back to their original color.
For all we know, that's how it works anyway. We don't know. We don't see a lot of their training, so.
You know, and people, it usually progresses, like if it's silver, it goes into gray and then it goes back, you know, that way.
So let's do it, maybe do it like this. So a sort of...
that count as Hannah puts her head in her hands? I think I've done enough to breach that in this video, yeah.
Normal-ish person who just wants to do it. So there's the normal-ish person who wants to do it for health effect.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there. And, like, this is gonna be a wrought subject because the entire concept of normalcy is kind of weird, which is why I like to use the term normative to kind of tip a hand to the fact that what's considered normal is relative. But I do want to say you cannot apply the adjective of normal to anyone who drinks their pee or wants to put it up their butt. That is not normative. That is a fringe activity, even in outlier groups. So what are you doing?
That's one.
He just wants to be a normal person that drinks pee. You know how it is. Just one of the guys. Just wants to crack open his kidneys with the fellas and drink a cold one.
Person with like psoriasis, eczema, or a sort of not a horrible disease. I mean, I'm not saying psoriasis isn't horrible, but and then maybe for
we live in a pee-society.
Horrible diseases, you know, like
more like
cancer.
Society.
So is there a strategy for each of those categories?
Well, you can use any urine any time of day. For
any urine? I feel like that's irresponsible even by urine drinker standards. Any urine? If I just find a cup of urine on the street, go for it? I don't know. I don't know about that. Hydrate.
For anything.
Yeah.
But if you want the stem cells, so you do get stem cell production in the first morning.
Pretty sure it would be opening a warm one. No, their bodies are so full of waste products that they no longer warm themselves effectively, so it comes out cold.
Capture. Because as you sleep, you're repairing and you're creating growth hormone and stem cells and melatonin. So when you wake, that urine is full of those compounds, the more than others. And if you especially want to use it to ferment, for aged urine to ferment your stem cells and grow them, then you use the first morning for sure.
Did she just claim that if you ferment urine, you will have stem cells in them that will heal you?
But that's the practice.
That's untrue. That's untrue. What she just said isn't even close to a thing that's real in the real world in which we live. Whatever that is, that ain't true within it. Not true.
Generally speaking, is to ingest at least 2 ounces a day and then work up to your full volume of urine. And ideally, you want to be drinking at least, you know, a liter of it if you could, and the rest distilled up to a gallon a day, a gallon to a gallon and a half or 4.
I don't even know if I drink a gallon of water a day, and she wants me to drink a gallon of pee. All right. Well, let's juggle this one out.
4 liters a day of a distilled water substance. The odor will come off for a few weeks. So I usually put it in the basement. You can put a couple drops of essential oil onto the cheesecloth if you want, if it's bothering you. And that process, once it's done about 4 to 6 weeks, you can take a cup out of that and filter it. And then
okay, she was just saying a gallon is part of the process. I think that's good.
I would collect a fresh urine from that morning and add the 1 cup of aged urine into the fresh urine and use that as an enema. And it's very powerful if there's parasite issues or if there's any type of actual like cancers in that area. So any type of intestinal, you know, colon issues, liver disease. It's very healing because you're actually providing a lot of stem cells at that point.
I mean, I don't like pee, so maybe my tumors don't either. Why not?
Extra materials
to
like
reason.
nutrients and so forth
Yeah.
for healing. So
Paradona says, if you get high regularly and drink your own urine, will you get... Nope, not gonna finish that question. Funny.
that's the age. There's an aged urine process that
Can you drink that as well as doing the
you
enema?
You can. I haven't done that yet personally, but yes.
To be clear, when they say parasites, they don't necessarily mean actual parasites, though I guess they think they do. A lot of conspiracy theorists in the alt health realm think everything is caused by parasites. And if you're living in like the United States or Canada or, you know, most of Europe, a lot of places in the world, if you're in the developed world in a place where there are standards for food preparation and food packaging and everything, there's a low likelihood you're going to have a parasite. You know, there are plenty of places in the world where, yeah, people get parasites regularly. We're not in those places for the most part, but there are all health people who will convince groups of people that all of their health problems are being caused by parasites or certain fungus. It's a whole mythology that they believe in, basically.
You can basically do anything with aged or fresh urine. You can put it as eye drops. Aged urine is
don't do that.
Skin, healing the eyes, healing eyesight, healing cataracts. It's known for that. It will sting the eye when you use the aged urine in the eye. So if you want to maybe have a normal saline just to follow up with, you know, to soothe afterwards. Same thing with DMSO eye drops. They can really burn and sting and irritate you.
Wait, DSMO. DSMO. Why does that sound familiar? Give me 1 second. Dimethyl sulfoxide. I don't think you should probably be putting that in your eyes, right? The fuck is that? It says a chemical that dissolves many organic and inorganic substances. Is that okay? Should you be putting that in your eye?
Even though they're helping.
The solvent. I wouldn't put that in my eye.
Can be used for the ear infection, swimmer's ear, any of that sort of stuff.
That's what they use to protect cells from freezing too fast when storing
stuff. And it can be snorted, so it can go, you know, for the sinuses, sinus rinses.
What about toothaches?
Teeth, yes, it whitens teeth if you swish with it.
I kind of doubt that.
It can help with all sorts of cavity issues, gum disease, halitosis.
And that you just...
Oh, good. Your breath will smell like pee instead of bad breath. That's an improvement.
Just take whatever kind of urine and just sort of gargle and swish with it and then drink it or spit it out, I guess.
Yeah, usually when I suggest swishing or pulling, that you spit that fraction out because a lot of material or debris can come into that fraction, and then you can drink like a fresh one after that. But you can brush your teeth with it, like actually with a toothbrush as well. And there is injections. You can do urine injections, but mostly you don't need it because there's so many orifices that you can.
I love body horror, and even I cringed at that. The phrase urine injections makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, right.
And I am a Cronenberg aficionado.
You know, that can be redundant, but if you had someone who was ill, you know, really ill, and was unable to even produce urine, someone else's urine could be used.
So let's talk.
Just that scene from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 with Freddy Krueger with the heroin needles, but instead of heroin, it's piss.
There can be redness and inflammation.
Something like psoriasis or rheumatoid arthritis, like not the worst, but sort of. Do those people need to fast? Do urine?
Those people definitely not asking for himself.
Fast, or is it just the same sort of thing?
Well, it depends on what you want.
You only ever saw the first Nightmare movie? Oh, check out 3 at minimum. At minimum, check out 3. Three's good.
And how fast you want the process to go.
I personally like 2 a lot as well, but it's not as user-friendly, I would say. It's not as friendly to a casual viewer. So maybe jump to 3.
Ultimately is how deep you go into it. I mean, people find benefit from using even small amounts.
Yeah.
So the urine rubbing, what I would suggest for something like psoriasis.
Otter girl Kayla, thanks for following.
Well, first of all, you have to treat the liver and should support the liver because that's.
You hated all the Jason sequels? Compared to what? Wait, did you watch the first Friday the 13th and then you didn't even like the 3rd one or the 6th one? The best ones are probably 4 and 6 in Jason series. I also like Jason X.
Really the root cause.
Yeah.
And you don't always have to change your diet drastically in order to use urine therapy, or they call it Urine therapy as well, because it will start to begin to help and metabolize and detox you right away. If you can stop eating the real poisonous stuff, that would be great, like alcohol or fried foods, and that.
So you're gonna ferment the alcohol
sort of stuff,
or ferment the pee?
Helpful.
I mean,
and the aged urine would be more beneficial.
You hate 3? Is it because of the 3D? The 3D stuff to me is charming in Friday the 13th Part 3, but I get it.
But while
Jason was in the first one at the very end in a dream sequence.
You're aging one, use the fresh and just rub it on the skin. Now, in the document I was talking about, the Sanskrit document, there was one of the points said to never.
She just referenced a Sanskrit document? Is that the oldest citation we've ever had on this show? Because we can firmly say cites defunct source if she's citing a Sanskrit source. Oh my god. Cites defunct source on the bingo card.
Never use fresh urine on the skin, and to always boil it to a third or a quarter of its volume. So concentrate it down by boiling.
Oh, we're reducing the pee. Okay, I gotta tap out of the pee video. This is, we got plenty of entertainment out of that, but I am thoroughly disgusted. So let's go ahead and move on. Oh, this is incredible. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Oh, yeah. Starry Beauty says, may I offer you a glass of the finest Pinot Grigio? I'm good. I'm good. So, if you've ever wondered how bad the brain rot is of some of the quote-unquote transvestigator conspiracy theorists, here's a pretty solid answer for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I think this is going to be maybe a shorter video, but I had my first viewer request and they wanted me to do Disney like cartoon character transvestigations, but I got to thinking it would be fun to go through my Disney like picture books, storybooks, and see what we could find. So I'll do the cartoon characters at a different time, but I just wanted to take a look at this picture book and see if we could transvestigate or find anything else interesting, and I think I have. So first off the bat, Cinderella's kind of mildly giving us a little bit of some devil horns right there, I feel like, unless that's in my imagination. Let me know.
Spurious symbology on the bingo card.
No, but it could be. All right, let's take a look. I've had this book since 1986, so this is actually my favorite version of Cinderella. And right off the bat, we have this.
There might be usage of the T slur in this. I'm trans. My call is that I'm okay with it in this context, but if you're not, just be aware. I'm not sure she does, but in some of her other videos she did, just so you know. Okay.
This male, male to female big tranny as the wicked stepmom. I think that pointing down to the ground is like an occult sign, like a devil thing. But
Satanism on the bingo card. Again, we are talking about a children's book adaptation of the Walt Disney adaptation of Cinderella. And she is seeing secret trans people in this book. Very normal.
Just take a look. I don't even need to say anything here. Look at the digit ratio, and I know it's an illustration, guys, but still it's Disney, so we're going to find weird stuff. But all we need to do is look at those shaved eyebrows and drawn-on eyebrows and crazy looking face, male nose, male face, and huge, huge chin and jaw. This is a man. Like,
you did not redeem the bingo win yet. No, Rainy. Do you want it now, or do you want it for someone else or anything? Let me know.
Without a doubt. And not sure if that's any special symbolism going on there, but holy moly, wicked stepmom, definitely a dude.
Again, this is a cartoon. This is not a real person. This cartoon character does not have genitals because none are depicted. So what is she even talking about here? I don't even understand what she thinks she's talking about.
I don't know about Cinderella. Verdict is out, but I mean, probably Disney is going to make it that way, but the pictures don't really show anything. But the other trannies I found in this book were the wicked stepsisters. Okay? So Cinderella...
Is this Hans's wife? Because they'd probably get along.
Cinderella has two stepsisters. Their names are Drizella and Anastasia. And they are just evil and look like guys. And they always looked weird to me, but now it totally makes sense. Like, those are total men. Look at these, like, ugly-ass faces. Something always seemed off about them, right? Really like long arms and just like I love when they say in transvestigation videos, why the long face? That's what that reminds me of. But I would say that those are totally guys. And
again, what is she even positing here? Because these are cartoon characters. They're whatever they're depicted as, they just are the drawing. I'm so confused, like what she thinks she means by their dudes, because they're not, because they're drawn as the stepsisters and are stepsisters. They're not trans, it's never mentioned. Like, what does she mean, even? The intent of the artist? Some sort of, like, underlying, like, ethos? I don't get it. Stone Corpel says, if Disney is trying to push the trans agenda, why would they depict the trans people as evil characters? Yeah, that doesn't make sense either, does it?
We'll continue to look at pictures of them, but here's the trannies being invited to a special ball, and this boy is real excited here. Look at that. It's just like a guy with a wig and a bow. And there's Cinderella. And here's these ugly boys invited to the ball, and Cinderella can't go. Let's look at her digit ratio is normal.
Digit ratio.
I think Cinderella looks pretty in this book, and I think that's a girl. I'm going to go with that because it's too hard to accept otherwise. But these wicked stepmom and wicked stepsisters, definitely male to female. Are you convinced yet?
Conspiracy theorist thinks evidence is self-evident on the bingo card?
Look at her giant hand.
Like, I should be offended, and of course it is offensive, but I'm more concerned about this person because the amount of obsession, and she did a video also about the Clue board game and did the same thing, but looking at the people on the cover of the Clue board game and transvestigating them, like at the point where you have so much hatred and animosity for trans people that you're seeing them in board games and children's books where they just aren't. Like, you have an obsession. Not good. GamerG says, if we introduce this lady and Hans to each other, do you think they would become good friends, or do you think they'd both think each other was secretly trans? That's actually a good question. If there were no ethical concerns, I would certainly be interested to know the answer. Let's see what we're gonna do next.
We'll start on logos, but first I'm going to show you the basics on how Saturn symbolism can be found. The symbol for Saturn is composed of a Latin cross and a harvesting sickle. Yes, the cross can also be known as the Christian cross, Greek cross, etc. Notice that 2 X's can be made out in the seal of Saturn. Once you get a real good look at this seal, you'll begin to notice it all over. For instance, the Masonic square and compass.
Freemasons on the bingo card. Benigami says, that's goodbye, everyone. Humanity had a good 20 to 50,000 year run. Pretty sure, I mean, I guess it depends on, do you mean the beginning of civilization? I'm assuming you're gonna move, well, beginning of civilization, that's fine. But we're doomed. It won't be climate change or nuclear fire that kills us. We're gonna reach a stupidity singularity, and eventually something so stupid will happen that we all die of an aneurysm from witnessing it, like it's the anti-life equation.
Unfinished triangle pointing up, unfinished triangle pointing down, and 2 X's can be made. Speaking of unfinished triangles, if you finish them, we get the 6-pointed star. Also, the seal of Saturn is the seal of Azazel, both easily converted into the star.
Overt anti-Semitism on the bingo card.
Here's a Fox channel with 2 X's.
That's FXX. That's the second channel to FX, the movie channel that Fox had on cable. Maybe still does. I don't know. I don't have cable. Toreador says, Cat and Hans, we got to get these two together. Hold on.
I think that would be extraordinarily dangerous.
ExxonMobil. Also looks a bit like the patriarchal cross. The Kabbalah Tree of Life has within it the 6-pointed star and the double X. Nissan, simple Saturn logo.
Wait, is anything with a circle a Saturn?
Saturn.
All circles are Saturn.
Cars.
I mean, that one's. That one is that, but that's purposeful.
Here's an interesting one. We take Toyota, which semi looks like Saturn, but for those with eyes to see, we can also make out an owl.
Oh! Can we now? That's an owl. Okay. Not so sure about that. But alright. Horrifying. It looks like it wants to die.
If you've done your
I have no beak and I must go!
research, it's simple to find that owls are one of the animals governed by Saturn.
Yeah, why not? How would I even start to fact check that nonsense? How would I even begin to fact check owl? I assume he's talking about some sort of like astrology thing. But I'm not gonna be the jackass that Googles is Saturn in charge of birds? I'm just not gonna type that. So I'll just let that one go.
Here we go. I made a video about cigarettes and the occult, where I pointed out these traffic cigarettes as double X, but at
Have we reached word salad yet? No, what he's saying means things. It's just that the things are really dumb.
Time, the in-your-face Saturn eluded me. All you have to do is turn the box. We have DirecTV. This is the kind of simple Saturn symbol that I...
It's a D. It's a D.
Don't really point out.
And it's also kind of like a wave or a satellite evokes, because they're a satellite TV company. Anyway.
If you look up Saturn corporate logos, you'll find a video where somebody shows every logo that they could possibly find that has...
I mean, yeah, if you Google a thing, you're gonna probably find that thing. It's a big world. It's a Big internet.
Swooshes and half rings like Whirlpool, Burger King, Pepsi. I mean, it's trying to explain that. Look at that, dude. That's Saturn, and maybe it is, and yeah, it probably is, to be honest. But the thing is pointing that stuff out is kind of like, for beginners, they're gonna be like, I don't think so, dude. You're fucking tripping. So anyway, sometimes it's just put out there, like Sega Saturn.
Again, that's not like this is I feel like I'm being ripped off. This isn't secret symbols. It's literally named after Saturn.
Looks a lot like the Orphic egg, also known as the cosmic egg, world egg, and mundane egg. It's in many ancient creation myths. Here's an ad for Sega Saturn.
He's saying anything with a vague curve means he's connected to the Roman god Saturn. Yeah, basically.
For Saturn. This one is my favorite. It's my personal belief that the elite do this to toy with people. They will zone in on names to use for specific causes. This is how I see this ad. Up on the top left-hand corner, it says Ice Cube on Saturn. All I see is Cube on Saturn. In his hand is the console, looking like a cube. I believe in coincidences, I've just never seen one. So now we have the GameCube.
Doesn't understand what a coincidence is on the bingo card.
You can immediately connect this with the star of Saturn. You can
Oh my god!
Now we have the GameCube. You can immediately connect this with the star
Now that's a cursed image. Jesus Christ.
of Saturn. You can also immediately connect this to the G that's in the middle of the Masonic square and compass. And here's what Wiki says about the G.
Stop ruining the GameCube!
It's from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but widely accepted as God, or the Great Architect. Here's something I found in a recent book called The Grand Illusion.
The G in the emblem of the Freemasons represents the Grand Architect, and if you relate this to God, or Saturn, for example, who is depicted with a white beard as Father Time, or Death, in the same manner as Jesus, and all the other Saturn, sun gods, it is therefore appropriate that the Grand Architect in the Matrix movies had a white beard. He also sat in a circular room with televisions that monitored the lives of every individual in the same way God is omnipresent, or how Santa, the man with the white beard, associated with the Celtic god Odin, can see you when you're sleeping, or how he knows when you're awake.
Santa. GamerG says this guy has thought more about the Sega Saturn than anyone has in decades.
Anyway, gateway computers.
Oh yeah, that was an AI voice. He uses AI on the bingo card. Actually, that didn't sound good. Well, where are we drawing the line with this? Because we didn't consider old-style voice emulation to be AI. I'll be inclusive of it, considering how it's used these days.
They got the cow cube, and that's like kind of hints at a bull. And finally, here's a website called blackcube.com. Their front page says, a select group of elite intelligence community veterans that specializes in tailored solutions to complex business litigation challenges. Again,
Boy, you sure did omit a word there.
Go check that out. That's a crazy website. Now let's run through some movies. A few of the following images were found on this website, hollywoodsubliminals.wordpress.com. We have this Tesseract Infinity Stone, aka Cosmic Cube, Space Cube, and so on.
Okay, that's gonna annoy me. In the comics, the Infinity Stones and the Cosmic Cube are different things. In the MCU, they I think they initially wanted this to be the Cosmic Cube, but then decided to go a different route with it, so they ended up making it the housing for the Space Stone. But either way, it's just a cube. It's a MacGuffin cube. You don't need to worry about it. It's not an occultic symbol. It's just a MacGuffin.
It's in a few of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Captain America, the Avengers, Thor, and also mentioned in the Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man 2, and S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV series. This website has way more references than I'm going to show you, but they pretty much mention any movie with a hexagon in it as well. A couple examples would be this Spider-Man and Cabin in the Woods. Got the honeycomb.
You're literally just showing shapes. You're literally just like pointing out, look, a basic shape. Yes. Yep. Shapes show up places.
2D cube, whatever, everybody can make what they want from it at this point. And you're not, but it could...
No, the cube is the space stone. The mind stone... Or wait, the soul stone was in... It's the one that ends up in Vision's head. Where does the soul stone come from? The mind stone was in Loki's staff. The space stone was in the Tesseract. Reality was the red thing from Dark World. Red Skull? Oh yeah, Red Skull has the soul stone. Ah, I saw you delete that.
It'd be a reference.
You must play Sega Saturn. And there's a link. Let's see. Fact checked.
野球しようぜ。オッケー。行こう行こう。お前ら今日はやったよ。任しとけ。姿三四郎。通れ。通れ。姿三四郎。姿三四郎。
高速ハリネズミソニックのレースゲームソニック。
He's no long man, but he's pretty good.
To the cube. There's only so many shapes and people are going to use them, knowingly and unknowingly.
He was the first common rider. That's cool.
Moving on. This is one of my favorites, the Allspark from Transformers.
That's one of your favorites? Oh.
Let's listen to a little bit of the intro to the first Transformers movie. The things Optimus is saying are relevant.
I'm gonna skip this for copyright reasons. I assume you've seen Transformers. Doesn't really matter.
For evil. Here's an Argus cube from the movie Super 8. There's a bunch of them and they're parts of spacecrafts that assemble together, kind of like programmable matter. It's also interesting that the movie is called Super 8, being that 8 is relative to infinity, which is relative to Ouroboros, which is relative...
It's called Super 8 because of the Super 8 camera that's used in the film. The 8 is not arbitrary. It's named off of an actual product that really existed.
To Saturn. We'll get into that in a little bit. Here's Lamarchand's box, aka the Lament configuration, which acts as a door, or a key to a door that leads to a hellish plane of existence where demon-like creatures reside. An ongoing debate in the film series is whether the realm accessed by the Lament configuration is intended to be the Abrahamic version of hell, or a
Originally it wasn't, but as the series went on, the direct-to-DVD ones basically just started saying it's hell, which I think is lame, but whatever.
Mention of endless pain and suffering that's original to the Hellraiser films. We have the data cube from the movie Prometheus. Honorable mention. Any Star Trek geeks in the house?
Star Trek The Next Generation!
Good, well then you'll remember the Borg and some of their ships being cubes. Borg are a collection of species turned into cybernetic organisms that function as a hive mind called the Collective. Here's a Borg ship passing by Saturn. Interesting enough, Saturn is called Sol 6 in Star Trek, meaning Sun 6, or...
meaning Sun 6. Because Sol is the name of our sun.
Sixth sun.
Yeah.
Here's my other favorite besides Transformers.
Oh, come on, that's an eye!
Sauron, from Lord of the Rings. Not only is Sauron strikingly similar to Saturn in name, but the title Lord of the Rings gives it away. Sauron is a giant eye, and supposedly the South Pole...
I mean, he's not literally the giant eye. It's like how he's not literally the eye, I don't think.
...of Saturn resembles a giant eye. Looks like the CBS logo as well. And finally, fantasy and sci-fi movies have their own award ceremonies called the Saturn Awards.
Could they make the... No, that's on me. I'm gonna be honest, that's on me for seeing it that way. It kind of looks like a dick wearing a hat. It kind of looks like a dick wearing the hat. Who's the guy in Mortal Kombat that throws his hat? Kind of looks like a bad dragon dildo wearing that hat from Mortal Kombat. Again, that's on me. That's not their fault. Kung Lao, thank you. Anyway. Stone Corbell says, fun fact, Saturn is depicted in Star Trek because it's in the solar system, and some episodes of the show take place in the solar system. I imagine it's also easy if you don't want to show Earth, but you want to show, like, hey, we're in the solar system. You show Saturn, because everyone knows, oh, I can immediately visually tell that's Saturn because of the color in the rings.
Teen Wolf from Masonic Television 1-1. Now let's go through some music and see some of Saturn's influence. Jimi Hendrix, South Saturn Delta. The Kryn, Dreaming Saturn. Last Autumn's Dream, Saturn's Skyline. The band Rings of Saturn. Dante, Saturnine, with a MK Ultra Monarch butterfly. Luke, Les Enfants de Saturne, which means Children of Saturn. Forgotten Tomb, Under Saturn's Retrograde. No Doubt, Return of Saturn.
Oh no, I knew No Doubt was in on the global conspiracy.
Zorro.
Was there any doubt?
Master, Voice of Saturn.
MK Ultra on the bingo, correct.
Son of Saturn. The Saturnine. The Ghost of 313. The Saturn Return. Saturn Dust. Django, Born Under Saturn. Michelle, Saturn's Rings. Goldie, Saturn's Return. Here's a weird subliminal in Mike Jack's Escape album. Paul Weller, Saturn's Pattern.
Probably just Googled songs with Saturn in it or albums with Saturn in it.
Prophets of Saturn. Saturnalian Temple. Saturnian. Saturno. Oh wait, this one's not a rock band. Saturno by Capital Initial. Saturnus. Saturn in Ascension. Brave Saint Saturn. The Korea. Saturnus. And Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath has to do with Saturn worship, and people have been arguing for centuries whether Saturday or Sunday is the Sabbath. Here's a page from a book called Saturday or Sunday, Which is the Sabbath?
Is Saturday the seventh day, according to the Bible and the Ten Commandments?
Oh my god, really? Alright, that's the end of the video, other than the clippy clips, or clippy uses, so. Let's take a quick look at the bingo card. Spurious symbology, overt anti-Semitism, project, wait, did we no, we had MK Ultra. Vibes-based conspiracy. Satanic. Transphobia, transvestigation. The Matrix. Hannah might die of laughter. In the movie, they show that a newspaper called him Iron Man at the end of the first one, and that's where he got it. MK Ultra. Illuminati, Freemason, Cabal. I think that's it. Demibird says, bingo. Let me see your bingo card, please. Take a look. Transphobia, overt anti-Semitism, free space, vibes-based conspiracy, and recording in car. Indeed, Demibird, you win. Let me write down your name. Give me just a sec to do that. And we will continue. So that is our bingo winner for today. Congrats, Demibird, for that. Excellent. We were so close 3 different ways. That'll happen. Bingo's a bitch.
Evening, everybody. So, I was just doing a little thinking, as I tend to do, and I got a question. This is not for the...
What did you want me to do, Rainy? I know you had mentioned your bingo thing, but you already have a sub, so I can't gift one to you right now. Did you want it gifted to someone else? Or did you want me to wait until yours expired and then gift it to you?
raging heliocentric globeheads that their religion is heliocentrism. This is for Christians, proposed claimed Christians that will make excuses as to why the biblical cosmology described in the Bible is nothing to do with planets and the sun being the center of our universe or anything related to the heliocentric model. They will make excuses like, oh, the Bible says the circle of the earth. Okay. Could you please tell me if you believe in the heliocentric model instead of...
Okay. Yeah, Rainy, I still have yours written down. Just let me know when yours expires, and I'll make sure to get you yours.
The sun and the moon...
Because I can't gift it while you still have an active sub.
Being lights in the sky that God created and put in the firmament, just as it says in the first chapter of the Bible. Could you point out to me where it says that man will land and walk on that moon in the Bible?
The Bible doesn't mention airplanes even one time. Can you believe that?
That's a pretty big thing for mankind. I'm curious as to why God would leave that out of the Bible.
Left a lot of things
Or could you
out.
tell me where it says we will put rovers on Mars and eventually, supposedly, purportedly, put people on the moon and Mars and all these other planets? If that's a part of God's plan, wouldn't it be in there somewhere? Or you could stop being of the world like the Bible tells you and quit believing everything else all the deceived people of the world believe. Because true Christians are not of this world, because Jesus' kingdom is not of this world. So we certainly don't believe the lies foisted upon us by governments and NASA in this world, especially when every scientific method-based observation and experiment proves we don't live on a whirly, twirly vacuum rock hurtling through an infinite space.
Well, that's not true.
So, again, if you claim to be a Christian, I'm going to need you to tell me where in that Bible it says that man will walk on the moon or other planets. Good luck.
What a very sad worldview to be like, if it's not in this one book, it's impossible. Unfortunate. Benigami says, hey bud, where in the Bible are cell phones or television or microwaves or computers? I can go on. Will Kale with the 7-stream streak says, I committed a sin. I had a tasty pork cutlet for dinner, and I'll do it again. Boo doo boo boo boo. Super soldiers? Love those graphics. Beautiful. I'm a classy streamer.
Hello everybody, James Rink here. So...
Starry Beauty says, any interesting Rage and Rob news? Was watching one of your old streams when he thought a bus near Meyer was dropping off undocumented immigrants. I don't have any. I haven't really been keeping a close eye. I don't know what he's been up to.
This is going to be a special report about the Guardians of Looking Glass technology. Some of this information, well really rather most of it, was remote viewed through Dan McBolin.
Remote viewing is when people like close their eyes and are like, I see this thing, and they're claiming that they are seeing something elsewhere, when in reality they are either imagining something or pretending to see something.
And I participated in this session to transcribe as well as to edit this down to make it in a format that's easy to understand.
I actually just watched a Columbo episode yesterday about remote viewing.
I also assisted him up asking questions. So I can't guarantee the validity of any of this information here, just like we can't prove anything that's we're being told by this Guardians of Looking Glass. By the way, if you're not familiar with the Guardians of the Looking Glass video, I'm going to put some links in the description so you can go ahead and watch that to understand. If you haven't watched any of those videos, then the context of this might be totally skewed. So I could give you more commentary, or I could just go right into the information here. So I figured I'll just go ahead and do that and help save you some time. So here we go. The Guardians of the Looking Glass technology remains in a cloaked location hidden for security reasons. It is strictly operated by positively aligned military individuals only. There are other Looking Glass units on the planet, one at Montauk, Greenland.
I believe sci-fi technology exists on the bingo card.
And with the Numbers Group and Pine Gap, and there's...
For those who don't know, Looking Glass technology is a thing that certain QAnon people believe. It's also a broader conspiracy now, I guess, where they believe that there's a device that they call a quantum computer, because buzzwords, that can see into the future by testing all probabilities and telling you what the likely future is going to be like. A looking glass, like a magic mirror that can tell you the future. You get it.
More than that. But Bill Brockbrader said the Looking Glass technology stopped working in 2012, but this is only partly true. It did stop working, but only for the negatively controlled Looking Glass units at Montauk and the...
Because as we all know, positive and negative morality is an objective, measurable standard by which physics contorts itself, or conforms itself.
J-rods at Area 51 were all shut down in 2012. That's why they stopped sending information back in time, so people in the past, before 2012, thought they stopped working. They didn't. It wasn't really they stopped working. It's somebody just came in and shut it down. Okay, the groups who are positive still have access to...
No, this isn't the quantum grammar guy. Totally different dude.
This technology. It appears the Guardians of Looking Glass unit stops at 2030 because at that point there's no need to send more data back in time for continued use, since humans will be in charge of a positive timeline after that point. In 2030, we'll be able to manifest our own destiny, whereas the Dark Cabal will not be able to manifest anything.
The Dark Cabal.
A certain factor of metagene will enable us to get the upgrade, allowing us to not need food. It will have instant healing.
I enjoy food.
Covered suppressed memories for those of you in the Secret Space program, or stop aging, for example. The Looking Glass...
Who wants to live forever?
Technology device appears to be in the shape of a Dyson sphere that is sitting...
What do you mean it's in the shape of a Dyson sphere? That's just a sphere. That's a terrible use of buzzwords. It's in the shape of a Dyson sphere. The thing that's impressive about a Dyson sphere isn't the sphere part. It's the size and that it's around a sun. Regular sphere, yeah. Also, just the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland is just hanging out in this graphic. You notice that? Why is he there? I don't know.
On a big table in a dark room. The unit is 9 by 9 foot in size and supercooled with...
I'm sorry, did they render it in the Fallout 2 engine? Why does it look like that? It looks like it's in an isometric RPG. Okay.
Cryogenic xenon or argon gas. The cover on top is made of plexiglass, and if you look inside the interior, you can see a series of cylindrical stationary rings of about 12 inches in diameter, all the way down to the nano size. All the rings remain static. The rings monitor multiple timelines based on the input of the individual who has opened the yellow book cubes. Around the looking glass unit is 9 of these 9 by 9, again 9 by 9, 9 units that are 9 by 9 inches yellow book cube devices. They are not yellow in color, but black in color. These multiple yellow cube nodes connect to the Akashic hydrogen hyperfine transition line around planet Earth. An image of the future, which by the way is like the planetary consciousness, group consciousness of all humans. An image of the future then appears above each one of the smaller cubes and then is recorded by computers. The device is currently operated by a young adult of maybe 28 years old. He is the only one operating the equipment and understands the parameters of the equipment. He does not understand the data, but he understands how to data mine the information.
Yes, Phoenix, that episode is called Shore Leave.
He uses a minimum amount of electronics.
That's a model of the time machine from H.G. Wells's The Time Machine.
While operating a custom-made computer with 8 screens that have smaller split screens so it shows more than 9 screens for all the different 9 different yellow cube devices. There are no marks or writings on any of the looking glass technology, but it seems to have connections to the positively aligned Wingmaker group. It seems to be this technology was created in the past, sent into our future, and then sent back in time again into our past.
Not how you imagined it. No, I prefer the 60s prop. That's the most famous one, with the disc behind it.
The projected timelines vary based on the individual Akashic records that are being shown on the screen. It only shows your future, but we all have the ability to create our own future. Computers are recording all this information that we're seeing, or that the users are seeing, and the data is being run through a quantum computer to see what is taking place of all these cubes and all the people activating them. The Guardians want more people to watch their videos and subconsciously interpret the codes to upload new positive timelines to override the negative timeline. The ability to
This is just the plot to Tomorrowland. I hated that movie.
Manifest positively is a lot easier to manifest compared to the negative. That's why
Are we all made of cubes? Yes, we've been in Minecraft this whole time.
They want more people to see and become aware of a potential future, because it can create small, subtle changes in the planetary group Akashic record for all sentient beings that in turn can ruin huge plans of the Dark Cabal. CERN has no chance in hell to change our future, because they have no way to control or manipulate the planetary group Akashic consciousness. If people knew about negative future timelines, they can either accept or reject this information based on what they desire in their lives. Since most people desire happiness in their future, most people anyway, are actively rejecting the negative narrative and upload their own positive desires from their individual Akashic record into the greater Earth Akashic record, which resets the negative timelines, again, the group consciousness. CERN is trying to reverse this, but they are using very primitive equipment. They have entire groups of scientists trying to come up with new ideas, but nothing is working. One idea is to pump more electricity into the singularity to open up a larger portal into
Pump more electricity into the singularity?
astral hell, but this is what caused the meltdown last time, destroying CERN.
Wait, when was CERN destroyed? I missed this.
They are only able to open small portals of about 3 to 5 millimeters in diameter and size, which are being used to communicate with negative beings residing in a prison in the northern latitude of Saturn. In order to open up a large portal enough to bring in physical beings, they will need much more power, but this could backfire and destroy CERN. Some astral entities are able to come through the portal to possess the bodies of scientists at CERN. The astral entities say they can solve the problem, and once they get here, in the possessed scientists. They say, fuck that. I'm going to have fun with these possessed bodies.
I tricked those dumbass scientists at CERN. Where's the cocaine?
These imprisoned entities do not want to do this kind of work. Once they escape their astral hells, they just want to have fun. They won't be here for very long.
I don't want to do particle physics. I want to get drunk. Fennikagami says, a reminder that this guy thinks he's a positive force and is proud he was a Nazi soldier in a past life. Yeah.
Probably will overload CERN again and cause it to fail. There are different components of CERN used to manipulate the timelines. They operate within a few seconds to 20 seconds delay behind each other. Bravo 1 of Alice operated at 1800 hours. Atlas is operating today, and CMS is operating today, and this was April 26, 2022, of this particular information. CERN has a 120-foot tall Delta II antenna array which can open up portals and transmit the data to entities off-world, allowing communication with the possessed CERN scientist, but today Delta II is not working, and the transmissions are also silent. CERN also sends information back in time up to the year 1980. New data is collected all the time and sent back in time to 1980 to help the Dark Cabal avoid mistakes. But this does not seem to be working either, as too much information is being crammed through a tiny tube. CERN will not be successful and is driving them mad.
Gotta be careful about your informational girth.
They will keep bringing in more and more entities to possess more and more scientists, and they still won't be able to figure this out. CERN also wants to change the timeline to stop Chinese scientist Mr. Wu from figuring out how to mine the blockchain with a quantum supercomputer.
They need to go back in time to prevent Mr. Wu from creating a quantum computer to mine the blockchain? I am forever disappointed that I will never say anything as funny on purpose as conspiracy theorists say by accident. Coolx Vonda, thank you for following.
Wu has all the technology he needs right now, but the quantum nature means there's a lot of data to review to get it to work. Everything hinges on the survival of Mr. Wu, which affects the July 2022 event that allegedly affects billions of people. In the positive timeline, yeah, so we weren't able to get any information on the July event because whatever happens with Mr. Wu is going to affect that event, so the two are connected. In the positive timeline, people just disconnect from the old system, meaning that after the dollar crashes in the fall of 2022, people will start to go to barter economy, then the economy will continue for those who are willing to work.
Remember after 2022 when everyone went to a barter economy?
People get motivated when they're
Does
hungry.
anyone want to barter with my gamer girl bathwater?
Gold and silver might be used
I have a lot of it.
with emphasis on silver for smaller transactions.
It's basically a hyperinflationary currency at this point, but someone wants it probably.
During this transition period, gasoline will be harder to get, and people will start to convert to free energy and hydroethylene technology, similar to what Hitler used.
Oh, okay, let's do that. Let's switch to the free energy if that's a choice.
During this transition period, gasoline will be harder to get, and people will start to convert to free energy and hydroethylene technology, similar to what Hitler used to run his war economy in World War II, another
Yikes.
technology that was suppressed from us. In this transition period, everything will be fine for those people who are willing to work and to adapt to new emerging technologies, which will soon change how the world operates for the better. The banks are currently robbing people. They are in the money-making business. If they can't make money, then they will resort to steal everything they can get their hands on. When people start, I think what's going to happen is the banks are going to start freezing people's bank accounts and just stealing all the money outright. And that's going to result in bank runs, causing people to pull out more and more money from the banks. And eventually, it'll cause a whole banking system crash. I mean, they may...
The FDIC, what's that? Fennikagami says, these guys would make a killing creating a Doctor Who tabletop RPG and writing campaigns for it.
shut down all the ATMs or limit how much you can get.
We can say doesn't understand problem is capitalism on the bingo card for this part.
And at that point, it will create new innovative ways to continue finance outside the control of the Dark Cabal, possibly utilizing blockchain and crypto. The Guardians put in secret cipher codes in their videos, but only about 50 to 60 people are able to interpret these codes. The codes pertain to the morphogenic field and are delineated at the audio level. If your brain works in a certain way, you'll have
delineated
access to the codes in the video. The Guardians also mention a golden amulet that was lost about 300 years ago. The amulet appears to be more of a sigil that activates a universal resonance.
Yep, that's important. Get that MacGuffin.
The amulet the amulet may be connected to the artifacts found at Little Tank Mountain Ancient Arrow Site near Animas, New Mexico. There are 24 archived areas buried by the Wingmakers, giving us tools to overcome negative black goo timelines. One of the Numbers Group members probably stole this amulet and hid it, and probably still have it. Recommendation, contact ACIO for more information. So yeah, that's all I have for now. If I guess, in the future, I'll give you another update. Let me know if you like this content, or if you don't like this content. I guess you can put a comment in there too. Be sure to like and subscribe. YouTube is censoring me yet again, so I guess I'm going to be stuck here in Rumble for a while. But yeah, thank you all for listening, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.
Well, that's certainly something. Please don't, Dr. Darlin, Dr. Lamb Chop. I don't ever want anyone here to harass or fuck with people that we cover on the stream. We observe, we do not interact, and if anyone interacts, it's me doing an interview with someone like Peter, because I can be responsible and I'm an individual, not a group, so... Just do me a favor and everyone leave the people we cover alone. I'd appreciate it. Captain Squid says, do not tap the glass. That's where I'm at with it, yeah.
So I have come across a interesting find. This is actually really close to where I live here in Akron. I've driven past this area, which is called Embassy Parkway. That's the name of the road. It's just a road full of different kind of office buildings and stuff like that. Embassy, is traditionally a government term, where ambassadors would stay. And I think I figured out why they call this Embassy Parkway. And I'm going to show you that. But I first wanted to show you how the road itself is very windy. And there's really no rhyme or reason for it. And later in this video, it'll make a little more sense, but I believe that the road was built over a giant snake.
Oh. Okay.
The remains that I found near here, I believe to be the ruins of what was once a Tartarian old world massive palace.
Tartaria on the bingo card.
I'm going to first drive the entire road and show you how it winds. I'm making this little pre-video to tell you that I'm going to do that because I'm going to speed it up when I play it so you don't get bored.
So because the road curves, he thinks it's where a snake died? Like, roads will curve because there's a whole variety of reasons that roads take the paths that they do. It's never because a giant snake died there, if I have to say that. No road in the history of roads has been where it was because that's where a giant snake died. That's not happened once. Oh, look at the geese! That was cute. What about all these, like, roads that come off of this road? Are those also snakes? Or are those just roads?
So I'm out here, very close to my house. This is a reservoir that I drive by almost every day, and I've never noticed, well, I've noticed the reservoir, but for some reason, I just noticed this driving by a couple days ago. Pulled up here and realized that...
Oh look, rocks that were obviously placed with intention by other people as some sort of installation. I wonder how he will interpret this.
There's actually like a walking path by this lake, and it goes up over there. And this gets super interesting, because as I started to really look at...
Yeah, like he discovered it. Like, this is like a feature of the landscaping. They did this intentionally, sir. Do you see the wood chips under it? Like, do you think there just isn't grass there just 'cause they did this. They put this here at the park. Like, this is an intentional piece. Ugh.
These rocks, I started to notice some pretty cool stuff, especially on a couple of the other ones that I'm going to show you. First of all, that's just interesting in and of itself.
I mean, it's kind of neat. Like, if I was at this park, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a good way to stack those rocks. I don't know. Humans like to stack rocks. It makes the brain go burr. Good rock stack. A+. Stone Corbell says, it seems like conspiracy theorists are just people who can't understand that not everything is about them. Like, maybe you just didn't notice before, or maybe they just built it. Either way, it's not about you. It's not necessarily significant. I think that's a small piece of a larger puzzle. There is an aspect of self-centeredness. There is an aspect of, like, borderline solipsistic worldview, where everything must have something to do with them and their world, their life.
That's stacked on there, almost like trying to keep something down.
It's just for aesthetic. It's literally just to look at and go, ooh, nice. Nice rocks.
But there's all these ridges, so this is...
Like, when you put it this way, it sounds stupid, because it is, because we're weird animals that like weird shit. We like a nice rock stack.
I suspect, because that's on some of these other big slabs that are over here, from the demolition of what I believe was once a massive palace, Tartarian, old world, just before the last turnover there.
Oh, so we went from a stack of rocks to a palace. Cool. Cool.
Into Lucifer's short season, they took all these structures down, and I believe that these are some of the ruins of those.
Lucifer's short season is the 7 years where I believe Lucifer is supposed to reign or something on Earth before Jesus comes back and reigns for 1,000 years before the end days. It's a very specific doctrine. So he's saying that Satan already came and destroyed all the Tartarian buildings.
Oh, that's...
so he seems to think we are in post-tribulation times or something.
Structure. Some really interesting textures.
The rock. Ben Kagami says, have you seen how beautiful some rock stacks are? I have. Have you seen the pyramids? That's a really good stack. Chichen Itza, another good stack.
And then real
White House, pretty good.
Quick, this is a snake head. I do believe that this whole road was a snake. That this is called Embassy Parkway. And it's interesting that it would even be called Embassy, because that has to do with government. And I've been researching Embassy Parkway, this whole area, for the last couple of days, as much as I could, to try to figure out what was here before it turned into office buildings. But I do believe that there was a snake. Big snake, and that's what the road is here.
I respect the confidence to state a thesis.
All right, we're still...
It's a terrible thesis, but boy, he's confident.
Here at the lake, and this is one of the ones I wanted to show.
Oh, is it because there's a snake on this? Is it because you can see a snake carved into this intentional art piece? He thinks this is ancient. Oh no.
Oh. This one has decorations. I just want to show you how big this thing is. So really big, huge slab. And it definitely looks like, you know, the corner, the bottom of a palace. And they demoed it when they took it down and left some of it because they like to mock.
Like, hey, we got rid of the evidence of this former civilization. Should we get rid of these last few rocks? Nah, leave them. Fuck with that guy.
Now, this lake has been pixeled out on Google Earth.
Oh, this one's fucked up. This is a big doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card.
And what I suspect is the palace used to be where this lake is. They demoed it and they filled it with water to cover it up. And after I started thinking that that was a possibility, I looked up the lake on Google Earth, and it is pixeled out for no reason other than they're hiding something.
It's not pixeled out, it's just what the lake looks like from above because of a reflection.
Under the lake.
Pretty
and
sure
I believe
it shows it in a sec.
it to be the ruins of whatever palace was here. Being that it would be called embassy, clearly this might have been a ancient site for some sort of government. I just don't think they had government like we have government, so I hate using that word. But in some respect, a place that things were kept in order. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. Perfectly done, each one. There's a snake. Oh, what's that?
I think it says Tyrell. It's probably the signature of the artist.
Tyrrell. Okay,
Tyrrell?
that's a clue.
Tyrell?
It could be. So it could be two things. That could be on the original structure.
Oh yeah, he thinks it's ancient art.
And I'm gonna have to look that up. So it could have been a part of the original structure. I just don't think they use the letters we use. So I think that might be put in after the fact. And very easily just could have been put there to mislead people from knowing that this is an ancient piece of rock. And
The signature's there just to trick you! I'm not wrong! The signature tricks you! Just like Satan buried all those fake fossils to trick you into thinking dinosaurs are real.
they might, I'm just speculating.
Yeah, it could be the name of the carving company. I don't know. I can look it up on my phone real quick, too.
Have carved some sort of name in there to make it look like this is a piece of art.
It is!
That would be my guess.
It is a piece of art!
So here is Embassy Parkway on Google Earth. Just gonna bring it back a little bit here. And I am right here by that structure. And that is the lake.
Bringing up Dragon's
Google
Dogma
Earth.
wiki.
That's the lake.
That doesn't help me.
Kind of looks like something, huh? And the interesting.
Oh, it's the water. It's the there it is. He thinks that the water reflecting like this because it's wavy, he thinks it's like digital static. It's literally just what the lake looks like from above, but he doesn't understand its lighting, so he thinks it's been blurred out.
The thing about it is that it's been pixeled over.
It's not pixeled over. That's just what it looked like from above. That's just what the lake looked like from above because of the lighting and the reflection of the waves.
That's all pixels. So they are covering this lake on Google Earth. They pixeled it out, because up here they didn't. And you can see...
There wasn't, from the perspective of the camera, there wasn't a reflection there, because it's in the shade or something, or there just wasn't direct sunlight. Benekagami says, and of course the name he thinks is fake also happens to be a common black name.
So the majority of that has been pixeled out. All right, so here we are at another piece of this structure. This one's really interesting because of the snake. It runs all the way up, and I believe is the same route as the road that this is on. Down to another head. Kind of hard to see. Let me get some of that out of there. So a double-headed snake.
The artist is Brinsley Tyrell. Thank you. That's helpful, Steve with a Q. Let me look this up. Brinsley Tyrell. Enamels, ceramics, and sculptural art. Sculpture gallery. Sorry, his website doesn't want to load very well for me. Oh, that's cute. I don't like butterflies, but that's a very, very cute little gate thing. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of his other work. There's a steamboat. Trying to see if there's an actual picture of the specific one. This looks like it's from that same park. If not, it's the same exact process. Behind the Brain Plaza. That's a good one. Cleveland Botanical Gardens. There's some... Wow, he works with a lot of different mediums. He does metal and stone. Nice. I like his work. So yeah. There you go. Not ancient. I know we knew that, but it's still good to verify.
This is another huge piece. It's very interesting how it has these... Ow! I'm just kidding. So yeah, definitely a demolition site of some kind.
Definitely.
I was trying to get the scale up there, but yeah, it's pretty big. So, see, there's some rock down in there, and this water, I gotta tell you, it's gonna be hard to see in the video, but this water is so black.
I mean, is it a man-made lake? It kind of looks like it.
It's just really, really dark water.
Yeah, I don't think it has any outlet or anything. I think it's just literally sitting like a little pond that they dug.
Water.
Which again is fine for visual, like that's great, but like I probably wouldn't swim in it.
Darker than normal. So I don't know if maybe, you know, there's a dye agent in it. Really make sure
a dye agent.
People don't see what's underneath it, which I believe to be the ruins of the ancient palace that was here on Embassy Parkway. And I'm going to do more digging into this and hopefully come up with some more stuff to show you.
Interesting. Seems very sure of himself. Find that fascinating. The confidence that comes with that kind of conspiratorial thinking. Shame.
Do you regard black magic as being purely fictitious, or is there some truth in it?
Some truth. 100% truth. There is nothing fictitious about black magic, in any way whatever. It is a fact. It is a fact which has existed for several thousand years. I mean, when we talk about black magic, we are talking about Satanism, necromancy, alchemy, witchcraft, the worship of Satan.
Yo, welcome back to another video, everybody. This is just going to be a quick one regarding the new painting of Charles, because I've been getting tons of messages asking me about what I think and my opinion and, you know, my take on it, so I'm just going to make this a very, very brief video.
Captain Squid says, so they left all the stonework around that he thinks is clear evidence of a palace, but also they dyed the lake to hide the evidence. Clearly one of the great intellects of our age. Again, the rhetorical shifting is a big part. You're very... I think people like you and me are attached to reality in a way that not everyone is. You gotta understand that they are... How do I even articulate this? A sense of consistency, a universal coherence is not relevant to their worldview. It doesn't need to all agree with each other as long as they are just thinking exactly in the moment at every moment. They don't need universal coherence because it's not a concern to them. What matters is that in every moment, whatever their current rhetoric is, backs them up. They're not looking for consistency. They're looking for things that help them right then to alleviate their anxiety, to deal with things they don't understand in that moment. Whatever the answer is in that moment that best fits is the answer.
And just let you know what I think, get straight to the point, bang, no time wasting, alright? So we all know, or I hope we all know by now, that the British royal family, along with all other royal families, but for the sake of this video, we're talking about the British royal family, they are not human beings. Now, this is a topic that many researchers have delved into over the years, and it's a topic that we've discussed many times on this channel. And I've shown you pictures of members of the royal family shifting with forked tongues, slit eyes, purple hands. And I'm also pretty sure that I'm the first person to ever find this four-way match, which is the British royal family and reptilians in human form, which
What a natural phrase, reptilians in human form. That's the thing everyone says.
honestly just speaks volumes.
Reptilians and gematria on the bingo card.
When you know the correspondences of gematria and you know how deep these numbers really go, this is incredibly telling.
I need my numbers deep.
For a family, all reptilians, okay? So now we have this painting that's come out. Everybody's losing their shit. Because, let's be honest here, it does look a little suspect, alright? Even before we start decoding it and flipping it and mirroring it, it's just an unsettling image, let's be honest. It really is. It doesn't give me good vibes when I look at it. Now, the colour palette is really been making people scratch their head, I suppose. You know, all the reds and the flames and
Personally, I find all, like, either royal or presidential photos as of late to be creepy. Like, even Obama's I thought was kind of off. I don't know, they're just trying to get real artsy with it. I think for the official portrait, it should just be a little more standard. Like, I'm not telling them they have to, I'm just saying as a matter of personal taste, I think if you're getting all creative with your official royal portrait, I don't know, get this done in your free time. I feel like there should be a certain consistency to either royal or presidential portraits. I feel like if we're changing the themes and every time, it just throws it off.
how intense the image looks. The general consensus of the public so far on that colour choice has been that the portrait has chosen to use that colour because of the red military uniform. And it reflects his role as, when I say his, I mean Charles. It reflects Charles's role as a regimental colonel in the Welsh Guards. So these garments influence the artist's decision to use this fiery palette. And it's proved somewhat divisive, to say the least. Now, that's fine. All sounds good and everything, right?
Maybe, like, here's my pitch. You're already doing, like, portraits or whatever, so whatever. Maybe have one that's more standard and is just, like, a realistic portrait with a relatively neutral background, and then you can have a secondary one that reflects either a specific art style you want, or, like, a specific artist or concept or idea. I don't know. Maybe it's just because, like, official presidential portraits. Like, when I look at the official presidential portraits, like, they're pretty consistent, you know, for most of, like, a certain period, and then you get to Obama's, if we can get there, and it's, like, very creative. I don't hate it as an image in and of itself. I just don't like that it is so clashy with all the other presidential portraits, which certainly have different styles, but more or less they're, you know, this. Although JFK's, that one's pretty creative. Hold on, let's get to Obama's. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Was this his official one? I know he had one that was all green. Maybe I'm throwing off then. Maybe I'm just misremembering what his was. That's fine. Did they not do one of Trump yet or something? Let me see. Yeah, this was the one I was thinking of. That's the green. That one's for the National Portrait Gallery. Well, that's on me then. I'm the one that fucked up on that one. His actual portrait's normal.
But like I said, let's not act like everything about this painting isn't suspect as fuck. And then you go and you take a look at the artist, Jonathan Yeo, or however you say his name, I'm not even sure. If you go and look at his other work,
JFK's
yeah,
was posthumous.
It makes me feel uneasy. I'm sure it makes you feel uneasy as well. I'm just going to flick a few of them on the screen now. His paintings are just downright fucking weird, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
Gives me a real Pizzagate feeling to them. Yeah, I can almost guarantee that the Podestas have probably got one of these guys' paintings in their house, yeah? That's the type of energy I get off these images. So I'm not really surprised that he was picked to, you know, produce this painting of Charles. Right, so if this red isn't about the Welsh Guard uniform, which I can assure you now it's not, what is it? So again, a common consensus, most people I've seen talking about this and most people that I've spoken to believe that it's Charles standing in the middle of hell, presenting himself as the king of this infernal space, standing amongst all the flames, you know, as the king of hell, pretty much, you know, and that does make sense. I'm sure there is an element of
That's
that.
a bit of a stretch.
There. However, I don't necessarily think that that is supposed to be flames. I personally think that that's Charles standing in a fountain, a roomful, a waterfall, whatever you want to pick. It's essentially a waterfall of blood, having a nice little adrenochrome shower. Yeah?
Adrenochrome on the bingo card!
Now, what makes me say this? Well, obviously the monarch butterfly.
Have I seen the cover for the movie Society? The portrait looks identical to it.
I
I love the movie Society. I own the movie Society. So yes, I've seen the cover. I'm familiar with the... I don't want to spoil Society, but yes, the cover with the morphed all together... Yeah.
They're going to say that the reason there's a monarch butterfly is because he's literally a monarch and it represents royalty and the royal bloodline and yada 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 yada. I'm not trying to hear all that shit. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've been studying this for way too long. I know that the monarch butterfly doesn't mean that, okay? And one of the main reasons that I know that is because the monarch butterfly pops up literally everywhere, all over the place, in all types of media and entertainment. This symbolism is not reserved for the royal families of our world. Because
no symbolism is reserved for any one thing. It's a symbol. It can be used for anything people decide it symbolizes.
It doesn't actually represent a monarch's bloodline, okay? It represents monarch programming. SRA, MK Ultra, all that stuff.
MK Ultra on the bingo card?
This is what this is all tied up with, okay? Which, again, ties directly into this fountain of blood that I think Charles is standing in. Now, SRA is used for a myriad of reasons. From my research, the main two are being to fracture children and to produce adrenochrome. And you know what put the nail in the coffin for this, for me? Let me show you this article I found. It states... and
yeah, I'm getting out for the Jimmy Savile stuff. That sounds awful. I think we're about done for the day. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing something fun. Not sure what, but we'll certainly be back and doing something around 5 p.m. Eastern. So thanks everyone for hanging out. Let's see who we're gonna raid. Boo-doo boo boo boo-doo boo. Boo-doo boo boo boo-doo boo. Boo-doo boo. What's VC Archives doing?
The all-in-one, internet-ready Gateway Astro PC is so simple to set up, you could be online in less than one donut.
Oh, you're right. We're doing a game night tomorrow, so I'll actually stream earlier in the day, probably around 2 or 3 Eastern, so it'll be a workday stream for most of you. We'll do something fun. So have a great night, everyone. See you soon. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, like the stream, share it, and whatevs. And I'll see you soon. Bye.